What up, guys?
Yo.
You know,
Yeah, welcome back, Frostfang and Bootfella. Yep, we're ready.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Just gotta get one. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna see if others are up to join. Yeah, they'll probably be a while. Yep. Time to buckle our seats. And ahoy, fellas. Yep. Just got my thing upgraded back to core, and now let's let us begin with our tonight's topic, fellas. Terminator. Yep, Schwarzenegger's most iconic movie.
does anyone know what the influence of that movie was?
Yeah, AI, including Schwarzenegger himself, and as well as time traveling to stop a powerful force.
Well, the original idea came from when James Cameron, he was apparently sick, and he had this idea of a skeleton rising from the like a metal skeleton rising from the flames in one of his sick dreams. And that's what made the Terminator movie or influenced it.
Yeah,
Just some fun fact if anyone did not know.
Yeah. Wasn't aware of that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's funny how dreams can influence us.
hi Anthony,
Hey, everybody.
welcome back.
Thank you. Nice to see y'all.
Yep, yep, and here's our topic for tonight, guys: the Terminator movies. Yep, Schwarzenegger has been. This has been the first of Schwarzenegger's biggest movie hits of his entire career. Yeah, featured. Yep, yep. James Cameron thought of the idea of this thing. Well, hey there, voice. Yeah,
So, what was everybody's first experience with which Terminator movie did you guys see first?
Genesis.
Really?
The first one, the first Terminator.
Uh, I had my dad introduced me to the box, the video VHS set of the first and second Terminator movies. Um, the one that had the most impact on me was the second.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, like, it's funny how it's one of the few like movie series where people remember the second one more than the first one.
Yeah, second one's kind of my favorite as well. The first one actually does start off with Schwarzenegger as the iconic character, serving as the titular antagonist in the 1984 movie. Terminator, also known as T-800, was sent by Skynet through a time machine back to 1984 to try to kill Sarah Connor, which is also yeah, and what everyone loved about his character was his killing spree. That he started going out, rampaging through the streets and starts killing people and anyone he comes into contact with, not just the cops.
Well, anyone that gets in the way of his direct mission, which is to kill Sarah Connor.
Definitely Frostfang. Yeah, yeah. He looked. Yeah, back then his hair was slanted on side to side. before.
Now, I can't remember the first movie that well, but did they have flash forwards to the future?
They did.
They did have some, yeah.
There's at least, I think, 2 or 3 set pieces that were set in the future.
It's where they show the war.
Yeah. Yeah, and those
Because
were
I
all
know
models.
the first movie had a smaller budget than the first one.
So yeah, the
Sorry, the
first
second
movie,
movie.
he made it for under $7 million, and it released in 1984. It raked in just under 80 million at the box office, which was huge for that time. And then obviously the second one, he got greenlit for, I think it was like 100 million on the budget, and
Yeah, it was something much bigger. I mean,
huge difference.
it had groundbreaking visual effects at the time,
Yeah, they
which
sure
are still
have.
talked about.
Yeah,
But continue, Sarge. Well, I'm not
yeah,
trying to.
more groundbreaking than what we've been getting in today's decade. I mean,
Yeah,
here and right
it's kind
here.
of sad, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the one that gave me the big sinking feeling when he put the laser dot on her forehead, because back then
yeah,
there weren't that many of those, at least that I knew of, and I was like, oh crap.
yeah. You also gotta wonder how people forget and how it is that people would suddenly forget about the hairstyle that stars like Linda Hamilton would have back then.
Oh, geez. You mean wasn't there this whole controversy a couple months ago or about a year ago about like women having like a certain type of hairstyle? Oh no, it was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing
Oh yeah,
where
that too.
April O'Neil, they kept on citing April O'Neil in the 80s had a certain hairstyle, so therefore she had to be black. It was so terrible.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
this movie had the big hair days that were left over from the
Oh yeah.
big
Yeah.
concerts and the discos that were running at the time. And yeah,
Yeah, you can
I
tell
feel
by the
like
way
it
the people
feels
are
cool.
dancing. Definitely from
Yeah,
the 80s.
Yeah.
Hi, Lord
Got that.
Oh,
Shadow.
yeah. Early
How's
80s
everything
big
going
hair.
there? Yeah, how's everything, Lord Shadow? Yeah, I know, but at least you're able to help multi-mod. Anyway, let's continue.
Always give a like or encourage the like.
Yeah, yeah. Sarah also had a friend that was killed by the Terminator.
She was dating
yeah,
Slider, wasn't
GG.
she? From Top Gun was her boyfriend.
Oh, that guy?
No,
He did
the
kind of
roommate.
look like him. I'm not sure if he
A
was the
roommate.
same guy though.
I'm pretty sure it was the same actor from.
Oh,
No, not. I'm talking about Sarah's roommate, the girl that lived with her. Her
oh,
boyfriend, I believe it was the same actor.
Not in my.
oh, you mean this?
Yeah, her
Oh, okay.
boyfriend that got like thrown around and
Yeah,
Arnold
okay.
like slammed him in a chair.
Rick Rostovich.
Yeah,
He played
Slider.
uh Top Gun Ron Slider Kerner in 1986 Top Gun.
Yeah, so he
Huh.
was like Iceman's like co-pilot.
Don't remember that character. Oh,
Well, no, I actually just pulled it up on Wikipedia very quickly. So
That's all right. Yep.
Yeah, but I remember the first
so
time
Linda
watching this
Hamilton was
movie.
dating that guy.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
no, her friend was. I
this one.
did someone say that or
Yeah,
was
no,
I mistaken?
just the character in the movie. The roommate's boyfriend was the same actor as Slider.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, I think. Let's see. There was a big triangle going on between these two movies.
Yeah.
Because I think James Cameron was married to Gail Ann Hurd when they did the first movie, and he and Linda carried on.
He traded up
Yeah.
for the new model. after this.
Yeah.
Yep. Linda Hamilton has an identical twin sister.
Yeah.
Ah, that's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
She's the one who did the scene where they're at the playground and the bomb goes off and she's grabbing onto the chain link
Oh,
fence.
yeah.
That's her twin sister.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that scene from the second film, which was Judgment Day.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yeah.
Michael Bean played Kyle Reese in the movie.
Yeah.
That's
The
correct.
actor from Alabama. Yeah, I see.
Um,
Yeah, this guy, Kyle Reese, who time traveled to the past
Michael
from the
Biehn.
future.
Yeah.
Yeah, he time traveled from the future to the past to protect Sarah Connor from being killed by the Terminator.
you know what? The last thing I saw him in was an episode in The Mandalorian.
Really?
Was he in
He
that?
was in an episode of The Mandalorian. Yeah.
Yes.
Remember the episode where Ahsoka returns? He was the second in command to that witchy woman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Daughter.
he was just like, who's gonna win? You think? Like between the two of them, like because they had that entire sequence of Ahsoka versus that woman with the Mando sticks.
Wow.
Yeah, the best car spear.
Yeah, the best car. Sorry.
That's all
Wow.
right. That's all right. You can't know everything.
I never knew that.
I only remember because my mom and I were watching the episode a couple of years ago, and we're just like, "Who's that actor?" And we had to look it up, and it's like, "Oh wait, it's the guy who played Kyle Reese."
Hmm.
Yeah, I never knew. I never thought he appeared in the Mandalorian episode.
I didn't even know that until you said it right now.
That's incredible, Frostfang.
He played a crooked guy.
Yeah, and wasn't
Let's see.
Arnold originally meant to play Reese, but he was the one that told James Cameron that it'd be better if he played the Terminator?
That does sound familiar. He did make a much better Terminator. He
Yeah,
was a
I'm-
good selling point too. Him as the Terminator.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the way it went down.
I know some things about the production of the movie, but not all. Not well. There's some that I don't.
Yeah.
Now,
Terminator-
correct me if I'm wrong. Michael Bean was someone in Alien or Aliens.
Yeah, he played
He
Corporal
was
Hicks.
in the second Alien.
Okay, he was Hicks. Okay,
Yeah,
I knew he was in one
basically
of
the
those
only
movies.
Marine that survived.
Until he did in the third movie.
Yeah, the
Wow.
third movie really.
Yeah, the
ticked me
third
off.
movie-
I almost left the movie when they killed Hicks.
Wait,
Dude, I was like,
this isn't the right stream to go into that controversy.
Yeah.
I imagine Sergeant got a later stream for that. So
Yeah. Also, what the craziest part of the movie was the Terminator storming a police station and killing a lot of cops, starting with this one in the booth. Ah,
I'd
my
be
God.
back.
oh my God! I can't believe he actually smiled in this scene.
that was
Alternative.
probably one of their test shots.
Yeah, that was not in the movie. I'm pretty sure he didn't
Yeah.
smile in the final cut.
Mhm.
I'd
no
be
way.
back.
That's definitely an
Did
outside.
did anyone see the Fairy Godparents TV show where they had a parody of him? He's like, "I'll be back with
Ah.
weapons."
I'll be back. And then came the massacre of the cops.
Yeah, so many people reused that line over the years.
Mhm.
I'll be back. Yeah, my
It
God.
was
Yeah,
It was funny when Bruce Willis and him, and I think it wasn't Stallone. There was another guy, and they were all doing the "Lot I'll be back" thing. And they're like, "No, I'll be back."
Wait, the Expendables? I know
Expendables.
that
That's the one.
because I know that that movie was like a team up of that entire group of
you
people.
know who else was from the Aliens movies that also did
Lance Henriksen. Yep, he's one of
Yep.
James Cameron's homeboys. They're buddies.
Yeah, I was introduced to him when he voiced Lockdown from Transformers animated. From the late 2000s that came out after the first live action film. Yeah, he voiced Lockdown in the Transformers animated show. But but
Yeah, he
actually,
had his.
actually, I was introduced to him as the voice of Kerchak from Tarzan. I just didn't
Mhm.
know the name
Yeah.
until the credits came up.
Yeah, man, that's Bishop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He also had his own television series after the X Files.
Millennium.
Probably, yeah, Millennium, which was a really good show too.
Yep. He's also part Norwegian, and he's very much 81 years in his 80s by
Yeah.
now.
I got to see him at one of the Comic Cons. He was really cool.
Yeah.
He and Bill,
Paxton?
yeah, Hudson. They're the only two actors in the movies that were killed by both a Predator and a Terminator. Him and Bill Paxton.
And an alien, right?
Yeah.
So all three, yeah.
Yeah. Getting himself
Technically,
killed.
he got ripped in half. He was an android in
Mhm.
Aliens, but we can count it.
Yeah. Ah, hi, Philip. Hey, Philip. Yep. All right. Next. Anyway.
Yeah, I remember the first time seeing this movie. I was probably about 13 or so, and I was terrified. Not gonna
Yeah.
lie. This was one of my
Yeah.
first like rated R horror movies growing up as a kid,
Mhm.
and that Terminator was scary as hell, man. I remember.
Yeah.
Sure was.
I mean, the movie didn't really turn into a sci-fi horror movie until the very end, where
Yeah.
you saw the
You had a
peel
half
of
robot body chasing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Yep. But then, yeah. Kyle Reese in this movie died, and Sarah was able to survive, defeating the Terminator with the local factory. And boy, Cameron sure had his ways of making Arnold Schwarzenegger go booty ass naked and shit.
There's Bill Paxton right there too. Bill Paxton had a cameo in the first one.
Mhm.
Plays one of
Really?
he's the Mohawk guy. Yeah, right there in that picture you just had right there.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, he's on the bottom.
Bill
He's on the
He
bottom
was one
Paxton?
of
left.
the little gang
Are you
boys.
kidding?
He's the one he gets the clothes from when he first appears in '84. Yeah, right there in the
Wow.
top left. That blue Mohawk. That's Bill Paxton.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Amazing.
He had to pay his dues, man. Coming up
Holy crap.
early days.
I had no idea that was actually Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
I was
Yep.
I was actually introduced to this guy from the Agents of Shield series, and I've seen him recently in the Edge of Tomorrow movie that starred Tom Cruise. My God, I had no idea that was him with
Yeah,
that
man.
blue spiky mohawk of the '80s and shit. Holy crap!
He will
Wow,
always be Hudson to me.
Hmm.
Hudson.
17 days. It was too long.
Yeah,
It's funny. It's funny. We're facing a controversy right now of of men of women that are appearing almost booty ass naked, but then back in the '80s we got men that were completely booty ass naked.
Oh, dude, back in the 80s, man, PG-13 movies had titties.
Yeah, that's right.
If you've ever seen a movie called Dragon Slayer, it's PG-13.
Bro, I've seen a number of '80s movies. It's just the
Yeah,
fact is that you know, they talking about like, you know, women are being, you know, oppressed nowadays because oh my God, they gotta appeal to male gaze. I'm like, well, what do you call Arnold Schwarzenegger and Bill Paxton and um who was the T-1000? Robert Patrick appearing
Yeah.
Yeah,
butt
Robert
ass neck.
Patrick. And that
What
that's
do you have to say about that? And it's like, oh, it's not the same. I'm just like, really? And that's a good tie into the second.
Yep. The sequel was solid, and it served as the movie where the Terminator was redeemed from being a villain to a hero by helping protect the son of Sarah Connor from being hunted down by a much deadlier force, which is definitely the T-1000. The T-1000 was played by Georgia state state of Georgia actor called Robert Patrick. Yeah,
He's a really good actor.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yep.
He's on
Robert Patrick.
vacation right now. He's doing a motorcycle vacation across the country. He's posted some
Yeah,
pictures on X for his vacation.
yeah.
Pretty cool.
1991.
Has he
Yeah,
been in
I
anything lately? I haven't seen him in anything.
recently he was Peacemaker's father
That's
in
right. Yes, yeah, that's right. I
and
forgot.
it was really embarrassing. Like
I
it's
know.
like Peace like if you look into the comics, Peacemaker's father is not that. He was a communist soldier or a
Yeah,
World War II Nazis
yeah.
soldier. He executed himself in front of his son and wife.
Okay.
In the show, they just were like, James Gunn was like, well, what if we made him a Nazi and made him
Yeah,
sort of an incel character?
yeah, they did. They made him like a Confederate flag, Nazi
Yeah,
warrior.
basically.
Yeah,
They made him a neo-Nazi. Just was
yeah,
like, yeah, let's make him a goofy character, and his dad has all this unknown like sci-fi weaponry.
right. Yep.
Yeah,
I remember that now.
and and speaking of sci-fi weaponry, Schwarzenegger came back. This time, instead of instead of killing people for their clothes, he just beats up a bar full of idiots who, who had no clue as to what he was doing in there naked. Yeah, yeah. Ah, hey there. Ah, Justin Retro TV Show. Hey there. Yeah.
yeah. Dude tried to put that cigar out on his chest, and it was at that
Oh
moment
yeah.
that he realized
Oh
some
yeah.
shit
He
was
sure
going
did.
wrong.
Yep, he sure did. He sure did that. And wow, he beat the crap out of those guys for their clothes. And that is how we get him in this new improved suit he's wearing, the trench coat and stuff. Da, 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 ba, 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 da, 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 da. God, I love that intro. Yeah, and it's why I played the clip of him smiling because that's my favorite scene in the movie. In this movie, to be honest, guys. I mean, him smiling. Yes, a smile scene. Yeah, look at that. Look at the smile. Yeah, that was quite classic.
That's
Ah,
pretty good. That's pretty good.
very good, Bootzilla. It's great to see you got your profile picture on.
Yeah, yeah. I just figured I'd go ahead and add it in there. Yeah.
He's back.
Yep.
This is my Instagram photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely say that Judgment Day falls in that category.
Is this
where
what you get? Is this what you kids
sequel.
call TikTok?
Oh,
I like what Lord Shadow said, that that smile is nightmare fuel. So
yeah.
that's a good description right there.
I'll be back with posts.
Yeah. Yeah. And look at,
I do
yeah,
like that
he knows how to
shotgun.
use it. I mean, I mean, yeah, using that shotgun like a pro,
Yeah, that was an
even
awesome
more,
scene.
even more effectively than the first one.
Yeah, that's an awesome
I
scene.
mean, the second movie is like such an upgrade from the first movie. It's like
Hmm.
you got the whole angle of John Connor, who is he's living with foster parents. And then you got like his mother, who is basically living in a woman's insane asylum. And then
Oh,
you got the whole thing about like the the person. Oh, go ahead, Sir G. I read that thing.
yeah. Yeah. Lord Shadow wants you to make sure you turn the mic down. Yeah.
You only need to go down about 10 dB, maybe,
Yeah.
and I think you'll be all right.
Yeah. No hard feelings, Frostfang. Just
Yeah.
don't want, I just want to make sure I'm not scaring off our
Yeah, we really
folks in the
enjoyed
chat.
your discussion.
Yep.
How about now? Is it better?
It's
What do you
better.
think, Lord Shadow?
Okay.
Well, okay.
Yeah, but to your point,
So
though, man, it's definitely this. The second movie, Judgment Day, is better. It's in that category where it's better than the original, in my opinion. Kind of like
Definitely
Empire Strikes
better.
Back or even Aliens. T2
Oh,
is
yeah.
definitely
Even
one of the
Revenge
most
of
We
the
did
Fallen.
the convention facilities for the city of San Jose, and our tech team used to run this movie in there, and they would be watching the special effects for like the liquid metal and stuff like that. And they'd be
question.
examining it frame by frame.
Is is my mic better?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds better. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think.
I just did audio check on it, so
Hi, Emily.
Mhm.
My dear friend, Emily.
Hey, Emily.
Welcome.
Emily.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. John Connor was played by Edward Furlong, who I haven't seen or heard from since, and I don't even know why they had to replace him, but they should have
He
kept
was
him.
in one of the follow-up movies, but he was like only in there for a couple minutes, where they killed him and made the
Dark Fate.
Dark
I
Fate.
think that
yeah,
was like
we're not there yet.
I think that was an AI though, because it was him when he was the same age as this movie, right?
Yeah.
That could be.
It was an alternate timeline technically, but
Yeah, different timeline.
but alternate timeline doesn't technically mean we can't, judge it for.
Yeah, didn't this actor have like a Jake Lloyd thing where he got all kinds of backlash and then he just got away from acting because he couldn't deal with all that stuff? I
Yeah.
thought there was a story like that for him.
Yeah, I think he got in
Let
trouble
me
with
look at
over
He
something.
has
drugs.
some legal trouble too. I think
Oh, jeez.
like drugs and stuff. Maybe.
Terminator 2.
Which I don't understand why people would complain. His acting was fine. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah,
I
I didn't
only
have.
He's not
saw
going to
maybe
come out like
one.
fucking Daniel Day-Lewis out here. He's a kid, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For a kid,
I
I
didn't have a
only
problem.
saw like one
Edward Furlong.
line that was
He was in American History X. If you've ever seen that.
Yeah. He was.
47. Whoa, he looks so different. Jeez.
Does he really?
He must have gotten involved in
He's
drugs.
40. He's 47 now. So yeah,
47, yeah, but he still looks super different.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah,
unrecognizable now. You couldn't even recognize him.
Yeah,
yeah.
alcoholism and drug addiction.
I knew he
Jeez.
had some substance
Wow.
abuse.
Yeah.
I knew that. Yeah.
Jeez.
But you know what though? With no matter what people want to say about him, he was in the best Terminator movie of all time. So
He
that's
That's
that.
was.
right. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
He
Can't
made
argue with that.
history. Made his mark.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Eddie Furlong's last film that I remember was an indie movie called Clay Pigeons. Yeah, and Terminator.
Didn't catch that one.
I just remember him in American History X. He was Edward Norton's brother. If you've ever seen that movie, has anybody ever seen that American History
Yeah.
X?
Edward Norton.
Yeah. Furlong played Edward Norton's brother, younger brother in that movie.
Holy
Oh,
crap.
that's right. That's right.
That was the last thing I saw him in. So yeah.
Do you know what the last major movie I saw him in?
What's that?
He was in the Green Hornet movie with uh
Seth Rogen.
Seth
frickin'
Rogen.
Seth Rogen
Oh my god.
and whatever.
Harold
He
or
was
whatever.
one of the drug dealers in that movie.
I never saw that movie. Wow, that's
No, I
Hey,
saw it. It was so terrible.
hey, but I'll tell you what though, man. This redheaded kid in the picture right here, man, he's the bro. He covered for John when the cop came around asking for him. He's like, "Nah, man, I don't even know what you're talking about."
yeah.
Is this
That's
John
homie right there.
Connor?
Yeah. Nah, he covered for the homie. He's good in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Danny Cooksey. He's also a voice actor in various cartoons like Static Shock, Shout and Showdown, Kid Kid Kick Buttowski. You know,
Yeah.
lots of popular animated shows that were on WB Cartoon Network.
The only thing I remember,
Yeah.
the only thing I
Or
remember,
shout. I remember the best line of T2 was she's like, "Hey, your mom wants you back inside." And he's like, "She's not my mom."
Yeah.
Bill,
the only thing
bitch, Stu, queer.
Hey, Sergeant, Bootzilla had a message in the live for you. He was looking to come in.
Yeah.
oh no,
I
I'm
saw it.
already here. I'm already here now.
Yeah,
I
I
was just
saw it.
gonna add. I know Danny Cooksey from the show Different Strokes because he played Arnold's, which is Gary Coleman's younger brother. That's the only
Oh
thing I know.
yeah. Oh, speaking of,
And the girl and the woman who played um, John Connor's foster parents, the mom, she also played Vasquez in Aliens.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah, the foster parents
Correct.
ended up killed by the T-1000.
by the T-1000. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, T-1000 definitely went on a killing spree as soon as he came into contact with T-800, aka Terminator. Yeah,
Now, wasn't his foster mother the one who played the Mexican girl in
Vasquez.
Vasquez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vasquez? Yeah.
Yep.
In Aliens. Yes. Yeah.
Now, she and Cameron had I think it was just a friendship, but they had a friendship that went way back, and
Oh, boy.
she took care of him when he was a starving artist, and so he repaid their friendship by putting her in most of his movies.
Yeah.
you mean this one?
Yes.
Now she runs a boutique for women's clothes.
Wow.
Do they sell smart guns there?
I don't know, maybe in the back room.
Get some aliens paraphernalia.
Now, I remember when this movie came out, like how revolutionary the T-1000 was, and like how that just for a movie that came out in 1991, it looked so great. That liquid metal and what he would turn into, and then when he went through
Mhm.
the jail bars. Remember that? And then
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean the scene where it's just like, what's the dog's name? And he's just like, how's Whoopi? Why
yeah,
is he
I did.
crying?
Yeah, the
There, right
dog's name
there,
was really
where he
Max.
where he goes through the bars. Yep.
He's
he
just
goes
like,
to
Yeah,
the
this
bar.
is all
shut the
before
fucking dog up!
CGI.
And then he's like,
That was that was just like, I mean, wow. I mean, my mouth was
Ha,
just like,
man, the
wow.
Dooleys are missing out.
Yeah,
This is all before CGI was even a big thing, man. James
yeah,
Cameron, he was definitely cutting edge with the effects.
yeah.
well,
Um,
it was in the early ideas of VFX.
and I'm pretty sure The Abyss was before this. That one also had some pretty cutting edge
Yeah, that's
graphics.
Yeah, there was an article today on MSNBC where they pulled the movie from Disney's lineup because they left a scene in there. I'm not sure exactly what scene it was. I think it's the one where she had to die and he had to drag her back to the
from the abyss.
station. I didn't think they wanted to show the boss babe of the show getting killed or dying to save the rig. So,
Wow.
but they pulled it because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's that all about? Just
Oh, I
put
do.
the regular movie, man.
Politics,
Oh,
movie politics.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Anyway, Sarah Connor had been arrested and brought to a prison cell for
Oh,
for
I
years.
was gonna say too. Between the first and the second movies, I had the lore down for the first movie, and when they brought him back, when they brought the T-1000 back, I had a problem with it that they pulled me out of the movie because it broke the original canon because nothing unliving could come through, but yet they brought a alloyed assassin droid to kill her. So or kill. So he came back to kill him this time in the second movie.
Yeah.
So,
But
yeah.
now coming into the 90s, Sarah Connor no longer has that 80s hairstyle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And she was buffer too. She had muscles too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She was
She
in
was
the best
definitely doing
shape of her life for
doing
this
some
show.
CrossFit for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing that this movie did really well too was how they did the opening where they brought in the two Terminators, and you didn't really know at first that Arnold was supposed to be a good guy. At least if you saw the movie without any spoilers in advance, right? It just kind of he plays out like he kind of played out in the first one. He just comes in and
Mhm.
kind of looks
Yeah.
around and starts doing his mission, right? And then in
Yeah.
that sequence at the mall where they meet for the first time, where he's carrying that box of flowers, right? And he's got the shotty hidden inside. You're not sure if he's really going to go after John or what's going on until they actually start firing, which I thought was done
Yeah.
really well.
Yep. That
Very
was a very
Well,
good.
you know what was very funny is that in the scene where they're breaking her mom out, um, she almost has a chronic crisis where she sees him, and it's almost like the way he's walking in. Um,
Deep-seated PTSD.
Oh, dude, her worst nightmare for
well,
sure.
Mhm.
like yeah, when they're breaking her out, and she's just like sees his silhouette, and she's just like, oh shit, and then just starts running the other way.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the only thing that matters
Yeah.
is get away from him because he's going to kill us all. That's what she was thinking.
Yep.
And then John's dumbass didn't come out right away. He decided to wait conveniently until she took off. But
Mhm.
that's
Well, I
that's
think
still good writing though.
Yeah, I
Oh, yeah.
think the T-800 would have stopped him from coming out before making sure that it was safe enough for him to come out. But then, of course,
True,
he
true.
came out on his own.
Yeah,
Uh huh.
yeah. No, that's a good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh yeah, yeah. And Earl
This guy
Pullman.
always cracks me up.
Yeah, he does.
God, I want to punch his face.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yep.
Does anyone remember that scene where basically she goes to that guy's house and basically goes like full um like
Oh, the guy with the
Marine,
commando.
and then
Commando.
she's just like yeah, Commando, and she's just like she's goes like you're gonna do this, and he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and
Like
then the kid's like, please don't take out my father, and then
Mhm.
his
You
dad
talking
is
about?
just like, stop, like stop doing
Yes,
this.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you talking about when he went to Miles Dyson's,
yeah,
the
Yeah,
Cyberdyne guy? Yeah,
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 that
Yeah,
was a
remember
really
that.
powerful scene.
yeah. It
Yeah.
was. Yeah,
And she
Yeah,
definitely.
was
but
a total bitch in that scene. She even shot that little kid's remote control car, I think, too. Got caught in the
Wow.
crossfire.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
my god.
That was,
She's
dude, that was messed up.
she's a little bitch because he shot.
Yeah,
I mean, even though
Poor
my
kid.
own freaking thing has motored out for a
Dude, that poor
little
kid.
less.
He probably just got that for Christmas. You know what I mean? He didn't even get to play with it that
mhm,
long.
yeah,
My own freaking thing, like, motorized out before that. And this is like 3 or 4 years later.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. This scene here where she tells him how many bones there are in the human body. I had
Mhm.
been to a first aid training class just before seeing this, and she said that, and I went, "Oh yeah, that's
Oh
good.
yeah.
They're giving good first aid training."
she
Yep,
she
absolutely
definitely makes you
intimidating.
fear her. It doesn't matter if she's a woman. She made you fear her in that moment.
Hmm.
Yep.
Which is such a big contrast of her character in the first movie, right? Because the first movie, she was like the damsel in distress. This
Yeah.
one, she's going to whoop your ass.
Yeah.
Totally
Hmm.
whoop your ass.
And she does have her badass moment in the first movie with her saying, "You're a terminated fucker." That's still a
Yeah.
badass moment.
Yeah.
Transition.
Yep. Pop and a flawless transition, unlike these strong female characters we get today. Sarah
Uh-huh.
Connor was one of the best well-written strong female characters back then.
And believable.
Definitely.
She earned her
I mean,
stripes.
we're talking about Amelia Clark and what's her name? 5 foot nothing. Hispanic character.
Yeah,
Which one? From which movie?
the fifth.
The fifth one.
From
Yeah,
Genesis.
Basically, Amelia Clark took over
Sarah
the
Connor.
Sarah Connor.
like yeah, Sarah Connor, and then in Terminator not Genesis, Dark Fate, they had a different character who was taking over um freaking John Connor's role, and she was basically 5 foot nothing.
wow.
Yeah,
I
I
don't even
watched
remember
the
those movies at all.
trailer for the one with the tall, skinny blonde girl in it, where she's the boss babe, and it just kind of got a gag reflex from the oversaturation of
Yeah,
bossy women there.
yeah, yeah. Anyway,
You know, women can be good leaders and whatnot, but they just don't do them right in
Just don't
Hollywood.
let him drive.
Now,
In
yeah,
modern day,
another
it's just
fun
not the modern
fact.
day stuff.
Another fun fact I read about this movie is that guess who was supposed to be the original actor to play the T-1000? Does anybody know that?
no.
I think I remember hearing something, but I can't remember who.
It was Billy Idol. He was
Oh,
Billy
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 Idol?
Idol.
yes, but he got
Is
in
he
a
gonna
motor,
Idol.
he
is he
got
gonna
in a
sing
motorcycle
John
accident.
Connor to death or what? He's gonna
He got
rebel
to-
yell his ass.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
He seriously injured his leg in a motorcycle crash, so that's he wasn't able
Ooh,
to get the part.
it's just hard to see this role with anyone other than Arnold. I can't imagine Billy at all. Just seems
I'm talking
wrong.
about for the T1000 role, the Robert
Yeah.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how well he would have done that chase scene where he's running after John. He'd have to get in some serious shape for that because homeboy that did it looked really good.
I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And T1000 killed a janitor during his first encounter with the Terminator. But anyway,
Let's pour one out for the janitor.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's more all the bleach for the janitor.
Yeah, he got caught in the crossfire, boys. And anyway, the Terminator and John escaped with Sarah, and they made their way out to a local ranch out in the desert, where they're met with a nice family of Mexican American people. And out here, Sarah was definitely armed to the teeth and looking to train hard while preparing for her next encounter with evil T1000.
That's one of my favorite shots of her right there.
Dude, her M4 was sick. I remember.
Now, this is the type of female character I would want to play as in a video game.
Mhm.
She's got
Strong and
boobs.
agile.
You could definitely get foot massages on demand looking like that.
Oh my god.
What?
She's got boobs.
Got my technique down and everything. I don't be tickling or nothing.
Yeah, I think didn't the Conan movies come out before this?
Yeah,
Yes.
Conan actually came out before the first Terminator. I think it was like 82.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's what sold me on him. I mean, he wasn't a great actor, but as an action star, he was pretty good. So
Yeah.
that's what sold me on going to see this movie or this series.
Yeah, I always thought it was funny that Skynet would build infiltration units that are supposed to blend in but give him a thick Austrian accent. It's like
hmm
you could spot him like
You
immediately.
must
Like
blend
you're not
in.
from around here, you know?
hmm
Pretty obvious.
hmm
I have to tap out, everyone. Unfortunately, my dog is getting very upset because I'm like talking, you know, to someone else, and he can't figure out who I'm talking to, so I have to get off. So
All right.
Yeah.
Well, good talking to you.
Yeah. Good talking to you.
it's
Have a
good
good one,
to
man.
know that someone pointed out why my audio is too bad. So thanks. So I'll
You're
see you
welcome.
later.
Peace.
Sure. Take care.
Bye.
Okay. Let's continue. Yeah. Frost Fang was one of my first guests I ever had on panel since last
Mhm.
year. Anyway, would you like to come on, voice protagonist? Yes, and we could still use a party. Yeah. Anyway, John was also teaching Terminator how to smile while they were out in the desert, and man, it was quite catchy. That scene with the Terminator smiling. That was real catchy.
It's very humanizing for Terminator. It's make him like he was becoming human, kind of like he was experiencing it because of John.
Yep.
Uncle Bob.
Yeah, Uncle Bob. Yeah.
I still find it hilarious when he picks up the little boy by the back of his overalls and lifts him up. Is like, what is this thing?
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Back when they used to know how to write humor
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
and not like overdo it, you know?
Totally. Yeah.
And had it
And
play out at
and
the
they
right
nailed it too.
moments.
Right. They definitely nailed it well with the VFX back then. Oh, and speaking of, there were yeah, yeah, yeah. We should also come to the next couple of characters that appeared in this movie. One who was said to have been the creator of Skynet. You know that Schwarzenegger said, "Oh yeah, Joe Morton. Yeah, yeah. Let me get
Miles Dyson.
Miles Dyson. Yep.
Is anybody else at least partly offended that they made the guy that creates the Skynet that ends the world was a black guy?
No.
Well, I mean,
No.
me being a black guy myself, I mean, no, I wasn't offended.
No. Okay.
Hey,
That
guitar.
was the,
That's got to be some kind of racist somewhere, I thought.
no, I
Oh
never
my God.
picked up.
Yeah,
Only
yeah,
since they've subverted the school system.
yeah. Joe Morton. Yep,
Joe Morton's a good actor. I like.
He's a great actor.
the guy.
He is good.
definitely.
He killed this role.
I think this is the only movie I've ever seen them in. I
I love
think.
that part right there where he's breathing hard after he's been shot and he's trying to savor his breath.
Yeah,
That's-
and he was intimidated by the Terminator.
yeah.
Yeah, this is what got him the role of Silas Stone from the from the movie Justice League and the director's cut.
Welcome, Snape.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah,
One scene that will always haunt me once Sarah Connor comes in and then the T-1000, the Terminator comes in, is when he cuts off his own hand, the skin over his hand and wrist. That scene still sticks with me and still makes my hand
Mhm.
hurt every time I see it.
Mhm.
And the looks on their faces, the wife and the
yeah,
and the,
That wife was a great actor too for that little
was-
moment
oh,
there because you really believed
good
her
wife.
terror.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I felt
And-
that when I saw it.
yeah.
Oh,
That
I
made
did too.
their actions made me feel what they were going through. That was perfect.
Seeing that for the first time was just like, wow, like, like that.
Yep.
That is really something right there. Yeah.
They're not messing around with this film.
Yeah, they're not messing around. Exactly.
I felt the same amount of pain though with him cutting off his the skin on his wrist and hand, like I did from that movie called Gerald's Game, where the woman de-skins her hand by accident. It gave me like the same
Oh,
feeling
yeah.
of pain.
Yeah, that's yep. I forgot about that. Yep, that's a
Yeah.
good one.
yeah,
Nightmare fuel.
yeah. Speaking of nightmare fuel, Sarah was definitely badass when she confronted him, and boy, she looked like she had some dark in her eye.
Mhm.
Oh,
Well, that's her mama bear coming out. She wants to make sure her son's safe.
Edgar's Snape.
Yeah,
Back
she was
then-
ready to. She's ready to cap the dude and his whole family.
Mhm.
Yeah,
She's like a darker Ellen Ripley. Like Ripley would never go this dark, but this is like what would happen if she went dark.
yeah. Ah, hey, Qatar.
Hey,
Hey, thanks for coming on. Yeah,
yeah.
we were just
Welcome.
Welcome.
Yes. Skynet.
Welcome aboard.
Yep. The age of AI is here.
It's
So you
really
came in at the right time, dude. The question right now is Linda Hamilton, smash or pass?
Wait, as in from this movie or now? Because I think
Well,
we break that
definitely
down.
not now. That's borderline cruel. I wouldn't even go there. I would say during this time.
Smash.
smash.
Hey,
The
Ann.
right answer.
Welcome.
Hey, Ann, you want to come on? The link is here.
So I feel like though, if you got into like a romance with her though, it'd probably end up like be like Mr. and Mrs. Smith if you pissed her off.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
house would be destroyed with just shotgun shells everywhere.
Yeah. And I'm glad you're on here, Qatar, because we were also discussing about Miles Dyson. And I'm sure you know who he is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Cyborg's father from the Justice League movie.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. I
That's
know
right.
that.
Yeah, and this is definitely what got Zach's attention on casting him on playing Silas. And I gotta give his cut of the Justice League a lot more credit, because here Morton was definitely more in touch with the character than with the in the Snyder cut than with Justice League, because really, yeah, seeing the direction they went with the Marvel-esque version of a waste of time movie from 2017 was kind of undermined the actor's credibility, but the Snyder cut, on the other hand, helped to redeem him. And wow, yep, that's definitely the Joe Morton we knew from the past now, and got to see him shine again.
Yep.
Wasn't he in Smallville
Oh, really? I didn't notice that.
back then?
No, he was in the movie Speed.
Yeah, I was going to say he was also in Speed.
Yeah, he was
He's one of
good.
the cops.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch that again. I haven't watched it in a while.
I forgot that movie. It's been so long.
Hi, Ann. Welcome back.
Hi, Ann.
Hey
Yeah,
everybody, how you doing?
Hi,
Doing
welcome
well.
back.
Good.
Welcome.
Just chilling.
Yep. Yeah. Yep, we're just
So we're
going-
talking about the Terminator?
Yeah, the
Mhm.
movie franchise.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. One of
We're
the
on the
best
second
action
movie.
films. Yeah, it's one
Which
of the
Terminator movie is your favorite?
This-
Probably
This is
number 2.
Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Number
That
two.
is the correct answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terminator 2.
There are
You are
some
wel-
people.
you are
that like
welcome
the
to
first
stay.
Movie, though. Yeah. There
Yeah.
are some people that like the first.
I'm getting an echo. I don't.
Oh,
For me,
Me?
Are you watching the stream on YouTube and in the
yeah.
studio?
Yeah,
You got to
yeah,
got to
the
mute
sound.
your
Yeah.
you got to mute your YouTube if you've got both of them open.
I have it just on my phone, and it's.
oh yeah.
Oh, it's the phone.
Are you getting an echo when you talk or when we talk?
It's all delayed, so
Yeah, that usually means you have a window open with the sound.
oh wait,
And,
okay, hold on, maybe, okay, I think I got it. Are you there?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yep, you're right. I had another window open on my phone. My bad.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
No problem.
That's fine. It happens.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you got to resolve it.
Yeah, so I liked for the time number 2, and like all the special effects and the melting and the Patrick. Who's the guy that played the cop? Patrick.
Robert Patrick.
Robert
Yeah,
Patrick.
he was fantastic.
Mhm.
And the special effects for the time was really great. And it was fantastic.
We got John Spy. Can you hear us?
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for joining.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now we got a panel of 8 guys. And this
Okay.
movie franchise is one of the most classic and most golden that I've ever watched. I watched the whole thing back a couple of years ago. As soon as the fears of AI being used for military purposes started to ramp up, I started getting myself deeper into digging the Terminator movie franchise. So I went in chronicle order. Starting with the first, then the second, the third, the fourth, fifth, and the sixth. But of course, the fifth was the first one I watched. And you've got to give James Cameron credit for this movie. This by far has been the master of special effects movies I've ever seen. I mean, all he needed was 7 years of planning and independent thinking to actually pull this off. I mean, wow, he sure had it in him.
Mhm.
I didn't even know there was a number 5. I think I stopped watching after 3. I honestly didn't know there was a 4 and 5.
That's a good thing. That's a good
Yeah.
thing.
The
Yeah.
only
Wait,
thing
is
after
Arnold
2,
Schwarzenegger in them all?
Yeah, I didn't like
he's
3.
in all of them, I think.
He was
Except for
he was
Stone.
not in the one with Christian Bale and
Christian Bale
Well, no,
in
actually, his likeness had a
Terminator
short
Salvation.
was he?
cameo.
That's right. Yeah, he was. Yeah, okay.
Terminator.
Technically, he was in that.
Huh.
Yeah, the
Okay.
only
I
one
didn't know that.
after 2 that's even worth watching would be Salvation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
The rest are just hot garbage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because they made like the son the hero in like the third one and so, and I wasn't really interested in that. I like Arnold, right? So, and I like Linda. She was really great in it too. She was all muscly and stuff.
Mhm.
So
The last one was Terminator Genesis. Was it?
Yeah, the
The
fifth
first
one.
three are the,
I
the
think
first three are the only ones I watched though. For me, I only watched those ones. I
right.
didn't even see part 1 until like I was like 14 or 17 years old. I grew up with 2 and 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just seen the first 3. I didn't even know there was that many of them. Wow.
Yeah.
and there's an anime one as
Yeah, the
well
anime.
that Netflix did.
Really? They made
Yeah.
anime Terminator? Oh, okay. Wow.
Mhm.
Is it popular?
Um,
I think so.
Yeah.
the artwork and stuff was well liked, but the story had some problems.
No.
And of course, they had a boss babe, so that kind of worked against it. But overall, I probably got a C.
Wow. Wow, they really milked that then, didn't they?
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
milk everything these days. Holy
Yeah.
mackerel. Wow, I did not know that. So they MCU'd it, is what you're saying.
Yes, they
Yeah.
certainly did.
See,
Yeah.
but they already had a great action. Like Linda was already a great action hero in it. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
She knew how to use a gun.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, you could definitely tell she practiced. She looked good when she was doing her scenes.
Yeah, she did a lot. Like back then, they had to like really work out and be the role. You know what I mean? Like they had to know how to use the guns and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
They
now
just,
they just take like
Too
a
much
girl that's like
montage.
5 foot and like weighs 80 pounds, and they can take on a 500-pound man. You know.
yeah. Yeah, I know. Yeah, and I
Yeah, Sarah Connor. That's it. Thanks, Snape. Shout out to you. Yeah, I
Sarah
love Sarah Connor. She was a great character.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And after the Terminator destroyed the T-1000 with the combination of his teamwork with Sarah Connor and using the furnace and melting pot for their advantage, he sacrifices himself to prevent other folks from trying to use him as a weapon, along with the metal arm of his previous self, one of his previous selves.
Yeah, that was a great scene. That was a
Mhm.
fantastic scene.
Yep.
My favorite is actually when Sarah's like slowly like shooting the oh my god, I can't believe I'm forgetting the name. The other one with the shotgun over and over again until she runs out of bullets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where she's like, where she
Yeah.
keeps on like, you know what? Where she keeps on like doing that thing with the shotgun and like just with one hand and doing it. That was determination right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah. This right here.
Mhm.
Yeah, where she was holding the machine gun.
I like
Yeah,
how
there
they,
it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely
What's
like
it
how
called?
they
Do you think it's gonna be like Dark Fate or Terminator 2? the future,
Yeah.
or like iRobot, or actually no, iRobot probably wouldn't be inaccurate. Or I guess kinda.
Yep.
This is what I like about her performance in that shot you were just showing. She's actually using her mind to trick this guy while she's shooting him into stumbling into the melting iron pot. You can see that while she's doing it, that's her goal.
Definitely.
And but in the new movies that are coming out, they don't show them trying to use cunning in the defeating of their male opponents. They're just, oh, I'm a woman and I'm stronger than you, and punch you down.
Yeah, I know.
Yep, fantastic point. Yep, I'm so tired of it. Like it's ridiculous because they don't know how to write a woman hero anymore. Like it's like, and the thing is that they work with the men. It's not against.
right.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like one girl taking on 50 guys. Come on. You know, like she was a great character, and you're right. It's just all brawn. It's not, you know, how they're thinking, the strategy. You know.
Right.
Great point.
Yeah, definitely great point. Yep. But it's a shame we never got to see Linda Hamilton again in the third film, which was a turning point, which was called Rise of the Machines. Yeah,
I do
Right.
actually like this
Hot
movie.
garbage.
I
Yeah.
prefer watching this over and over again than those newer ones that came out, which I never seen and I never will.
Yep.
I barely remember this movie.
Rise of the
Barely remember
Machines.
it. I saw it in the theaters, but I don't remember it at all.
I thought Claire Danes did a good job in the third one.
Claire
I was-
Danes was in the third one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's the lead
young.
female. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
the lead female role.
Okay, maybe I
remember-
didn't see it.
I remember actually rooting for the evil Terminator in this one.
Yeah.
I wanted her to win.
That's
Yeah.
because she was hot.
No,
Yeah, she-
because
very
like,
hot.
Terminator
main
3
characters are so
sucks.
stupid.
I
From
never
what I heard,
liked
her
that
and Arnold
movie.
Schwarzenegger actually
I-
enjoyed filming together, especially the fight scene that they had at the end.
It has some good ideas in it, but overall, it's just a bad movie.
I like Nick Stahl as an actor, but they didn't use him right in this film. They made him
He definitely did not feel like a John Connor.
Like,
So
I
he
only
was
really
the
like
son.
the first two Terminators. The other
He was the
ones,
son, yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Like-
Yeah. So I think I did see it. I just probably didn't like it. Okay.
like the third
That's
one,
not what to like about
was
it.
always bad to me.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one was like pretty mid or just
Salvation.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, this one had way too many bad jokes, man. It was cringe. The dialogue and the bad jokes.
Bad jokes. They
Talk to the
abandoned
hand. The Terminator says talk to the hand. He literally does say that.
Honestly,
It's
they
so
just never
ridiculous.
like some people say if they just never like made like if you just ignore everything past Terminator 2, then yeah.
You could throw Salvation in there. That one was solid, I would say. But yeah, the other three were just total garbage. Yeah.
I like
I did
Salvation.
like
I like
Salvation
parts of,
had the
I like parts
action.
of the other movies, but it's just
yeah.
I like
Salvation
the
at least.
one with Amelia Clark. That one was alright. Even though I only watched it once.
I thought Christian Bale and who was the Australian actor, I thought they showed
Worthington.
their acting chops in the
Yeah,
show.
Sam Worthington.
Yeah,
Sam
they're both
Worthington.
solid.
And I'm a big
Trying
fan
something.
of the Moonblood Good.
I
He
named.
did a good job.
What's the last one called?
Dark Fate.
Dark Fate. Yeah.
That's by far the worst out of all six.
Yeah. Definitely the worst.
You think it's worse than 3?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's pretty
Original.
close. 3 and 6 are
Three
probably
was bad.
You could make a case either way. I'm sure
Huh?
they're both down there.
We had a hot chicken in it.
Those are bad.
Actually, it wasn't. Oh wait, no. Fucking what's it called? Dark Fate was kind of stupid. Wait, no. Was it Genesis? No, Genesis was kind of stupid because didn't they kill like the first
Yes.
Terminator? Like it made no sense.
There was a
that-
lot of nonsense in the later movies,
Yeah,
definitely.
the last one
Yeah,
they
like they
turned
should have
the
just left it at Terminator
They
1
tried
and
to
2,
do time
and then
paradox.
they shouldn't have
That's
done
why.
any more because they just kind of
Yeah.
like they did the Hollywood thing where they milked these unnecessary sequels that no one wanted.
well, they
Yeah.
turned the initial hero into
That-
the franchise. Into
They
the
had some good
at the
ideas in
end,
those
and
new
I'm like,
movies,
what?
but it's just like they really didn't need to be made.
It's all cheap cash grabs, man, made by people with no creativity who don't even really
Exactly.
care about the
Uh,
franchise.
Everything's a cash grab.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
everything
by definition, sequels are cash grabs, right? That's why you make
Yeah.
the sequel. So
No, you
Yeah,
can
there are
literally
some
apply
great
that
sequels out
to
there.
anything in life.
Yep.
Like
not-
life
but
is
not everything makes
not
sequels.
it's not fair.
Right.
It never will be.
Exactly.
Everyone goes through it differently. Everything has a
Yeah.
time and a place.
Yeah, I remember when they first announced Rise of the Machines was going to come out, and James Cameron was not involved with it at all. That was
Yeah.
a huge red flag to me. I was like, wait a minute.
yeah.
I didn't even bother to watch this in the theater.
The
I
same
waited.
producer for 3 was the producer for Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles, where I got involved in doing some volunteer work for Fox Studios, and when he came out and was plugging the series, he got booed when he announced that he was the producer for Terminator 3 because not a lot of people liked it. I mean, the booing was bad enough. I felt bad for the guy because you could tell that he loved the franchise, but he didn't know how to. I don't even know what all the duties are of a producer, for that matter, but he didn't know how to keep the story on track so that it would stay consistent and keep the audience engaged without doing something that would knock them off the trail. But now Sarah Connor Chronicles was much better than Terminator 3. I did love that
Yeah. Look at this.
series.
So that's a
Never seen
TV show, right?
Right. It was
So
on for
who played her on that?
Lena Headey, who played
Cersei.
Cersei,
Lannister?
on God, I
She's
can't
a
think
great
of the
actress.
series
Yeah.
now. She is an excellent
Oh,
actress.
okay.
I first saw her. She was the huntress in the Brothers Grimm movie, and I saw her. I was like, "Wow, she."
She
Dude,
was
was
also
Arnold Schwarzenegger in that? Or was just her? It was just her story.
Oh, and Sarah Connor Chronicles.
Yeah.
Arnold wasn't involved in that. They had some other character actors play the role. I used to know their
Okay.
names, but I can't pull it out right now.
So was it supposed to be
Mandarin.
like a prequel? Or
It takes place between 2 and 3. Yeah, between 2 and 3.
oh, okay. I didn't even know it was a thing. Okay.
Yeah, and Summer Glau from Serenity plays an infiltration Terminator that's a woman. And
Oh.
I was a big fan of the Firefly series. I was totally accepting of that.
Okay. So they only did one season of it?
I think there's 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was kind of popular, but not enough to make more than 2
Yeah, it
seasons.
started off after the Super Bowl, I think, and they had like 17 million in their first viewers in their first showing, but then it steadily dropped off, and they made the Battlestar Galactica remake problem where they continually gave negative environmental vibes throughout the first 5 shows, and that kind of made a lot of people drop off. They didn't want to watch a downer of a TV series.
Yeah.
So they started getting woke.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by this time, we were all. This was where Fox asked me to start doing their evaluation work for them, but we were all starting to write each other on the website for the show. And I told them, I goes, you guys are making the same mistake that Battlestar Galactica made. You got to have levity break up your downer periods in your show, or people aren't going to want to watch it. And so they started to do a little bit of stuff here and there, but it wasn't enough to save the show.
Yeah, look at
Dude,
this.
those sunglasses. Oh my
Oh
god.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, this was in Terminator.
This is
3.
what we
forgot
have
about that.
become.
Yeah, this is.
What is
Yeah,
that?
These creators should be ashamed of themselves.
yeah, I know. This is where they come out of the. He comes out of a strip club taking a stripper's clothes.
That's crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. They were definitely going in, trying to lean in further into the comedy and stuff. When you look right at it.
Well,
That's
you know, like the great thing, that was the great thing about the Terminator is that Arnold didn't know he was being funny, right? He was a robot. So,
Mhm.
like when he said, like, I'll be back and all this stuff, he didn't realize that, like, we're all laughing because it's ridiculous. But
I-
that was the great thing about the character, right? Is that he was a
Mhm.
robot trying to be human. But when they're trying to be funny, it just comes off as desperate.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think they call his position in the comedy the straight man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right? It's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, this is the villain for Terminator 3, which is called something
Mhm.
24.
And this breaks the physics and the lore of being able to
Oh, TX.
construct complex weapon systems from our
Yeah.
body. This is a lore breaker. And this is what killed the movie for me.
So
not-
she's a Terminator?
She's
Yeah.
the evil Terminator. She can also like analyze blood by licking it or some shit. It was stupid.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah, I know.
And she's got this like, I don't know, they programmed her to have like a tick or something. Every time she has like an enlightening moment, she tilts her head to the side. Like that's what Terminators do when they figure out some shit or something, you know?
Like
It
a
was-
dog or a cat.
Yeah, it's like, dude, this is a robot. Why are you tilting your head like that? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they
Gotta
tried to
malfunction.
make her kind of like human-ish.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, and Negra says, I remember Arnold was so excited promoting this film. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it was great. It was so exciting. I mean, I remember it was so wicked to see in theaters. It was awesome.
I think
What's
this
it-
one actually did pretty decent at the box office. It didn't do
Did it?
terrible. It definitely did better than like Salvation.
Yeah.
What year
Everybody
was this?
This was
anticipating it.
2003.
Yep, 2003.
Arnold tells
So it's
the
12
Okay.
years after the second one.
Okay, yeah. See, I was busy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arnold tells the story that he wasn't going to do the movie at first, and then he went and talked to Jim Cameron, and Jim told him just ask him for a load of money.
Name is funny.
Excuse my
Yeah.
French, and go
Ah,
ahead and do it. And so he went ahead and did it for the money.
hey there.
Yeah, Terminator Girl Boss. Yeah. I mean, give me a break.
I know.
I prefer this girl boss
Ridiculous.
over the modern day girl bosses we got.
Ugh, awful.
Because believe me, she's no more near worse than some of the ones I've seen. I've seen some terrible ones.
Did you see
Ah,
that thing about
sad.
Black Ops 2? How like all the events in that are happening like right now, like in the real world?
Oh,
They're
yeah,
actually-
with AI and stuff.
Yeah, no, like everything, like No, like I saw a post about this. It was crazy. Like all of like the attacks with like Iran and like
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Russia and all this stuff. Yeah, like all this stuff from Black Ops 2, it actually it's happening right now. The only thing that's not accurate is the president. Like cuz in Black Ops 2, the president was a woman, I think. Or they
Yeah.
said it was uh like I haven't played the campaign in so long. I didn't even remember that. I thought it was Barack Obama.
Oh, Qatar.
But yeah, I couldn't believe that. That was the only thing that game got wrong. But yeah, it's crazy how accurate it is.
So when does Skynet go online? Because I figure we got less than 10 years here. We're doomed.
Oh,
What?
who knows, man? The
Oh.
future is gonna get so scary.
Well, our Bill Gates is already trying to make ticks that will make people allergic to beef, so they can kill all the
Like
cows.
I
So
am
the
not
cow
surprised.
parts will
They
He is
said
like a
something
super
about
villain.
like they
Yeah,
said
Bill
something
Gates
like
is
tomorrow,
crazy.
like the
Yeah, I
U.S.
know.
might do something, or they might not, with Iran. But who knows, man? Like what's gonna happen tomorrow? But yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, I
man,
know.
like it's kind of like it's kind of scary what's going on. Like my friend was telling me we're going through like a Cold War 2.0.
Yeah,
But
I know.
but
Yeah,
I keep seeing people say, like people keep saying we're heading towards World War 3, but who knows what's gonna happen?
yeah.
Like yeah, man, the future is gonna be really scary. Like it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
aware of that too.
Well, I mean, I live in Canada, so I'm kind of used to it. So,
You poor
you know,
thing.
America's, I'm sure you're all shocked, but I'm in Canada going, yeah. Now, apparently,
Oh
Canada wants to
yeah,
join the EU. So, I mean, tell me when we became Europe. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So,
I
it's
You have to
always
be
been like
careful
crazy
about
here.
them because some of those guys are descendants of the inner circle of a certain
Mhm.
German chancellor, and
Yeah.
they helped form the EU,
yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
Voice
which is
You're
why
right.
they're bullying
That is
everybody
really
else to
scary
give them money.
because there's
Oh,
no,
oh yeah.
there's
Like
nothing.
Mark Carney is a total. I mean, he's a WEF dude.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah, the drones and the
yeah.
AI thing are scary because
Mhm.
there's nothing stopping it from advancing.
The
Yeah, I
drone,
know.
No.
yeah.
Yeah, like they're just gonna keep letting it roll.
Hmm.
I know. Yeah, because
Well, I mean, like, how long will it be before it can program itself?
Hmm.
I
Right.
mean, you guys are all like, you know a lot about technology. I don't really know a lot, but from what I can see, it's AI's getting pretty scary.
It
Oh yeah, man.
it
Like
wouldn't worry
like
me
I can't.
as long
Yeah,
as
like I can't
principled
imagine
people
like
are doing it. The problem is with the injection of Frankfurt School ideology into the mix is there are people in the technology universe that hate America and hate people who like being ethical and moral.
Mhm.
And you don't know what they're going to do when they're dabbling in programming the AI. That's the thing that scares me.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good point, right? It's the people behind the machine,
Mhm.
exactly.
like Terminator.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't even want to like the future is gonna get so scary. Like especially with um especially for like dating culture. It's like how are how are
Yeah,
people
I
are gonna.
know.
Yeah, I know. Like it like because that's the thing. You don't know like the dating market's like so messed up because you don't even know if they're gonna cheat on you.
So
Yeah,
That you
how
don't know
old are you? So
if
do
you're
you guys
actually getting a woman.
what do you do for like dating? Like do you mean that the dating app is programmed that way
No,
against you?
no, I'm just
Or
talking about like in general, like online or in real life, like the whole thing, like the whole market's messed up. just in
Well,
general.
I'm 64, so I'm not too worried about dating anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But I know some
Nice.
younger guys are worried about it.
Sometimes I kind of wonder if that stuff's like it's not meant for me because it's like I've tried,
Well, you
but
can
like
still be, no matter what craziness is going on in the world, you can choose to be at peace and, you know,
Yeah.
look at
yeah,
yourself and look for things, you know, look for beauty in life, things that are enjoyable in life to you and whatnot, and you know, recite your perception on that kind of thing, and
yeah.
give
It's not.
yourself a break once in a while from the chaos
Mhm.
of the
Oh
world.
yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
My year's been pretty crazy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
I
like
mean,
I'm not gonna go into it, but yeah, man, it's just wild.
I know.
Like
Yeah,
it's
I never thought in my life I'd be in a triangle effect.
Hmm.
yeah, I hear you, Spy.
Yeah,
Oh
there's a lot
man,
of that going on these days. So it's not about you. It's about the programming that our culture's going through, and
Mm.
women are under attack too. So
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm just
Oh,
gonna yeah, that
hey, check this.
situation, Sergeant. I'm just gonna just drop it. Like I'm not even gonna go back.
No
Like there's
problem.
no point. Like it's kind of like a done deal.
Yeah, but check out this scene. I mean,
Like I try going back, but like it's not fixable.
right. Anyway, this scene with the Terminator carrying a casket. I can't remember what it was in there, a gun or something.
Sarah Connors. They had guns.
Oh, guns, of course.
yeah, they went to the
That that's at
burial
least one cool
place of
scene.
Sarah Connor, and her burial place was loaded with arms of one sort or another.
You got
Wow.
you got to admit that was a cool scene because at least she planned ahead even after she died, just in
Mhm.
case.
Amazing. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, Sarah Connors was planning well with that scene.
I wonder what they did with her corpse though.
Yeah, I wonder where it went to. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, like Sergeant.
anyway, let's
Oh man.
let's continue. Also, Skynet. Skynet was created by John Connor's wife's father. It was looking to use it for special advancements, but then as he tried to shut it down, the Skynet started going amok and started the nuclear apocalypse. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why they were. Well, well.
Well, actually,
so
the
it was about her
Terminator's
and her
job.
son, the part 3.
It was
Or,
actually about John Connor and his wife, along with Terminator, dealing with the
oh, I see.
judgment,
Okay.
dealing with the very apocalypse that we were trying to
That went
prevent.
through.
The
Okay.
Terminator's job was to make sure that they survived Judgment Day.
Right.
So that's what he's working on throughout the whole
Hey, I'm
movie.
probably gonna bounce.
Uh,
I'll catch you later.
Take care, Spy.
okay. Have a good night.
Yep.
All
It's
right,
nice to meet
thanks
Have a
for
you.
good one,
joining
everyone.
in.
Yep. Now, next up, Salvation. Yeah. This movie features John Connor teaming up with a rogue Terminator to take on Skynet. And this movie takes place in the 2010, right after surviving Judgment Day. Yeah, the machines were quite menacing in this
Mhm.
in Salvation, and it definitely served its purpose of being the film where it takes us to the very war between man and machine.
I'm not familiar with this one because, like I said, I never saw anything after 3.
Yeah, I
I'm
didn't
trying
see
to
it
remember
either.
the plot of this one.
This one actually had some of the best action in the whole series. The set pieces were great.
You actually got to see a part of the war, and that's what I remember, and that was really good. Because I think Moon Bloodgood was an A-10 pilot, and she had a co-pilot, so they were flying and attacking the.
Yeah. Christian Bale and Bryce Dallas Howard were.
Oh, Christian Bale was in it. Oh, look at him.
Yes.
What year was this?
2009.
Okay.
2009. Yep, 16 years ago. Yes. 14 years
So
ago.
this was after American Psycho?
Yes.
Definitely after American Psycho.
This was after
This had-
Batman.
Yeah, I was going to say.
After the
Wow.
Dark Knight.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I must have been really busy. I had no idea.
No idea.
Yeah, Common was in this. He was Connor's like right hand. He had the
Oh,
rocket
that's
launchers.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Common was in. Yeah, that's right. He was in this. Yeah.
Yeah, this one actually had some interesting ideas with the Worthington character. The concept of his Terminator. Basically, he's all full robot except his brain and his heart.
And
And-
human.
Really?
And he doesn't know he's a Terminator. He thinks he's still a human.
Oh, freaky.
So, yeah, I
he's
think
like
he's
a
actually,
cyborg kind of thing.
yeah, but he doesn't know it. He thinks he's human. But I think his character is actually more the main character than John Connor in this movie.
Really?
Well, the whole salvation is his story. So basically, what it was is he actually was alive before Judgment Day, but
Oh,
he
yes.
was sentenced to death because he's like a murderer or something.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
He signs a deal with Cyberdyne to donate his body to their program, and they created this new type of Terminator, but they didn't release him until after Judgment Day when this story takes place.
Oh, cool.
And so he's
Wow.
running around the whole time not knowing he's a Terminator.
They
Wow.
switched them out. Oh, crazy.
Yeah. So the whole salvation thing is like his story because he basically saves Kyle Reese and John Connor at the end and sacrifices himself to give his heart to John Connor because John Connor needs like a transplant or something at the end.
Oh, get out. And he does that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
he sacrifices himself.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
But if
Sure
anything, if you're an action junkie, this one has got like the best action.
Yeah, I
Almost-
do like a good action movie, but they've
got
been
some
so
good battles.
beta lately.
This was
Yeah,
I
They're
was
bad.
Yeah,
I was pleased with this one after 3.
Yeah, this one has some good battle scenes in it.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yep. And,
It didn't get great reviews, but I didn't care about those anyway.
This one tanked
yeah.
hard at the box office too. They lost a ton of money.
Yeah, like
Jeez.
I mean, I don't even like remember like Christian Bale. I remember kind of following his career, and I just don't remember him being in this. So I guess maybe that's why it didn't get a lot of press or whatever. Maybe
It had a $200 million budget, so yeah, they spent a lot.
Yeah.
that's big. Yeah,
During that time, that's huge.
yeah,
especially.
huge.
And it didn't even make 400 mil total. So they lost.
Really?
Yeah, it was less than 400, I think, what they took in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and I wonder if that's the reason Paramount bought it. Oh yeah, and Anton Yelchin. Yeah. Yeah. The Russian.
Yeah, he died, poor kid.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
crushed
shit,
by
did he?
Oh, the actor. in
Yeah,
that.
he was crushed by his own. He bought a new vehicle, and shortly after that, it ran over him. I don't know if it was the. He had a
Jesus.
problem with one of the cars back then that the
Yeah.
thing would slip into gear, and he didn't have the brakes set or something like that. But it rolled back over him and killed him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he was in Terminator about a machine, and then he got killed by a machine. Wow, talk about
In the real
ironic
world,
death.
yes.
Yeah, it was really sad. It was really sad what happened to him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was also from Star Trek.
Star
Yeah.
Trek. Yeah. That's right.
Wow,
He
that's
played young
crazy.
Chekhov.
Yeah, Yelchin. Yeah. Yeah. Poor guy.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Wow.
Yeah, he was solid in this one.
Definitely. He was Kyle Reese in this movie. The second live action iteration of the guy. He in this movie was taken by a giant Terminator.
That was it a big walker?
Oh yeah, this one they had like Galvatron or some shit was like
Yeah.
blowing up the town.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that was kind of weird how they did this, where they send these giant robots out to collect the humans so that they can transport them back to the prison camp so that they can execute them, rather than
think they
just
kinda-
fucking killing them right here. You know?
Yeah. They kind
But
of
it
got,
makes
when
sense.
Transformers came out, they put Transformers in everything, including Matrix 3. And I think that's part of the reason that this one didn't do as well in the box office, too. They were putting too many Transformers in other movies. But
Yeah. Yeah, that's quite a shame.
Were they technically a transformer, or you just mean like that concept?
They just kind of look like them. I don't think they really
Oh, okay.
transform.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this
There wasn't
one,
like a crossover or anything.
nah.
didn't
Nope.
they have this one sneaking around the town or something?
Yeah, I don't know how this
Like
thing
that.
could
He's
sneak up on
creepy
the
looking.
town. It's
Neat.
taller than any building, and nobody saw this thing
Yeah.
coming. You know, where are all the
Nobody saw it
guards?
Of
coming.
course.
He just all of a sudden grabbed like some people from inside the building or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He was taller than the buildings. Okay.
Yeah.
Were they all on their phones, maybe? They just didn't notice.
I don't think the phones were working back
That was
then.
it. They were all on the phone.
Funny.
That was
They're all on the internet.
Yeah.
Didn't notice.
Yep. Internet territory.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The motorcycle Terminators were pretty slick in this one. I remember those.
Yeah. I thought that was
And then John took one over and overrode the system and took it. It was pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah, they wasn't
And
that
I'd vote for
in Terminator 2 too? Didn't he turn into a motorcycle in one of them?
Like protagonist.
Not
No, he
the
rode
only-
on a motorcycle.
I don't know.
yeah, he was
Okay.
riding on a motorcycle. Yeah.
He stole a police motorcycle at some point.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of, and then
Yes.
like he turned to steel. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yes. Yes.
He had that line when he saw the bike. He's like, "Hey, that's a nice motorcycle there." And then it cut to him like driving away on it or something.
Yeah, because he killed him. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was great.
Yeah, and they went head to head with T-800 at the end of Salvation, while shutting down the Skynet in that thing in San Francisco. It's kind of a shame though they never bothered to continue this and to continue Salvation from where it left off. That they had to start going into memberberry mode when they did Genesis.
Yep.
I mean, Salvation pretty much had precisely where many diehard fans wanted the setting and of the whole franchise to be, but it got taken away.
It was a really cool place in the timeline to follow. Definitely.
Yeah, Salvation. Yeah, it was quite a big one. Then we come to Genesis.
Dracarys.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Hang on. There we go. Terminator Genesis. The 5th movie.
So is Arnold in this one?
Yes. And he's getting a little older.
Okay.
He's got like a gray beard in this one.
Mhm.
Oh, cool. Well,
He's
he
been-
wears it well, actually.
Yeah. He's an elderly Terminator.
But he's a robot, and he's great.
Little odd, you know. But we can
He's
roll
living his
with it.
best life out in the woods in a cabin, growing some beard hair, despite him being a
Okay.
robot.
Oh, dude,
all
wait till
right.
we get to number 6. It gets worse. Yeah,
Oh
Yeah,
my
you
God.
get to Dark Fate. Yeah, Dark Fate.
he's like a loving husband or some shit.
Yeah.
Is he having sex with the maid?
Oh, he's like a stepdad or something.
Oh yeah, I bet he is.
He opens
Yeah.
the movie by blasting a kid, and then he ends the movie by being another kid's dad or something.
So kind of like in real life. Got it.
Full
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah. Amelia Clark took over for Linda Hamilton in this one.
So Linda Hamilton was only in the first two.
She was also in the last one as well. She came back
Oh.
in
Yeah,
senior
there-
citizen mode.
Oh, that's a
I
shame.
can still buy her as a badass though, just because.
Oh
of her
yeah,
acting.
she was good. Okay.
She's got her AARP card, but she's still got the rocket launcher too.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And that's just mostly from what I've seen from the trailers and little bits of the movie I've seen from like YouTube. So I know that she's at least still good, at least in some ways, but I haven't seen the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She hates Arnold though, because in this one Arnold killed John.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Oh wow.
well, in this movie, he killed an evil version of John Connor, who was turned into a Terminator by Skynet.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So this one was the first one, I think, to mess with the whole bootstrap paradox thing by having this like Nexus diversion or something, where
Yeah.
John Connor actually becomes a Terminator, and so it's
Oh,
kind of
look
like
at
that. That's
it's
cool
kind of like an
looking.
alternate reality type setup.
Yeah, T-3000. That's the evil John's ego in this one.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, apparently they could just touch humans and they'll turn into Terminators.
Oh yeah, that's
Weird.
from the
That's kind of
From
an
the
odd
second
process.
movie
I
where
feel like
the
it would be a little bit more
Terminator
complicated.
Sounds painful, if anything. Yeah.
though.
Ugh.
the liquid Terminator would assume the identity of the other one and go kill their targets and that person's identity.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah, Matt Smith was in this too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot he was in this too. Yeah, Matt Smith.
He was Skynet, I guess, actually.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I did not put that together. I do think the Gatling gun Terminator looks pretty cool. But
Guys. Yeah. Have a good night.
Good night, Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Night Shadow. It was nice to see ya.
Yep. Yeah, and here they had someone fill in for Schwarzenegger as a younger version of him. Well, he played the elderly version of himself.
Yeah, they basically recreate the opening of the first movie in this one,
Yeah.
like shot for shot, but they use like a CGI Arnie.
And what year
Yeah.
did this one come out?
10 years ago.
This one,
Okay, so the
2015.
CGI was okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 years ago
Okay.
I saw this movie in theaters.
Now
Oh,
this
okay.
guy here on the right in this picture, this guy was also in Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles.
You mean Jai Courtney?
Is that his
Oh,
name?
Guy Courtney, yeah, that's it.
Does he play
He actually did
Kyle
a good
Reese
job.
in the show?
Yeah.
He's Kyle Reese, then that's him, yeah.
Okay.
But he was, I can't remember, he was a part of a sub crew and ended up getting himself killed. He was in a sub crew where the Terminator, programmed by John Connor, was operating the sub, and he put the sub in danger. So the Terminator killed him in this. So one of the commanders of the what's the team they go to send to the shore? Anyhow, they got into this big row about him using arbitrarily using capital punishment on his crewmen.
Oh, that's right. He played Boomerang in Suicide Squad. Forgot about that.
Yep, he did.
He sure did.
He was in I, Frankenstein, Jack Reacher.
Jack Reacher, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, in this movie, it also featured T-1000 being played by Byung-Hun Lee instead of Robert Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
The Asian models. They got the Skynet's been diversifying.
Mm-hmm.
He knows Kung Fu built in.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and I gotta get Ann back on.
I almost got it confused with Colossus, the Forbin project there for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. Byung-Hun Lee was also the guy who played Storm Shadow in the
Yes.
G.I. Joe movies, and he was also in Magnificent Seven.
Yes. He's also in Red with Bruce Willis. I remember that too.
Red 2. It's Red 2.
Red
yeah.
2? Ah, yeah, the second one. That's right.
Yep.
The first one's my favorite.
Yeah, sorry about that. I hit my phone and it disconnected me.
Oops.
Yeah, so
Oh,
he
yeah,
was
that looks pretty cool.
he was sent back to intercept. Was it
Kyle
Kyle
Reese.
Reese? Right? Yeah, in the 84 storyline.
Yep. Yeah, Skynet was evolving. Yeah, and a lot was changing. Eventually, Kyle and Sarah were sent to the future by the Terminator to regroup with him there. Yeah. Time travel to the future.
Yeah, I think in this timeline, Skynet is called Genesis. That's why it's titled there too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
And that's the program, right? Is that what it is? The program that makes
The AI that becomes self-aware and launches all the nukes, basically. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I guess that nexus point that they introduced or whatever when John Connor got turned into a Terminator, that kind of branched off like an alternate reality. So instead of Skynet, it's Genesis, basically.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, this one's definitely not as bad as 3 or 6, but it's probably just barely above those, I would say.
The in-betweeny.
I would put Salvation ahead of this one, in my opinion.
Me too.
Yeah, Salvation's third for me behind the first two.
How does she do as Sarah Connor in the movie? In terms of like comparison, how is she like a Sarah Connor? Is she actually well done?
It's a different play on the characters. She's all like petulant and sassy, and I don't know. I didn't really care for the performance too much. I don't know if anyone else might have liked it or whatever. I wouldn't really say it was a good Sarah Connor, in my opinion.
I was a Khaleesi fan, so that's part of the reason I saw it. But
would you say she felt more like a character who was inspired by Sarah Connor than the actual Sarah Connor?
I think the original Sarah Connor was better, but
yeah, it certainly didn't feel like it.
Yeah,
I guess they can kind of get away with it by saying it's an alternate timeline, right? It's not the same, but
yeah,
I definitely prefer Linda Hamilton by far.
Yeah, like she wasn't, that was the great thing about her character is that she wasn't whiny. She wasn't, she wasn't a victim, she wasn't, you know what I mean?
And she didn't hate men. She didn't
No.
hate men. She was like, fight the patriarchy.
No, she wasn't talking about that at all.
That
No.
vibe was definitely in the film. I felt it.
She knew that if the
Oh,
species was going to survive, men and women had to form partnerships and have offspring. So,
Imagine that. Isn't that kooky?
yeah.
What a
Who would've
kooky
thought?
concept.
Yeah.
Men and women having children on snakes. Dogs go raining from the sky.
Oh my God. Don't even talk such foolishness.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Kids
check
these
this
days, I think they're teaching them that the stork brings the kids.
I think they're saying that don't have kids is
Yeah,
basically
there
a
you
lot of the
go.
Yeah.
messaging, right? So
Yeah,
it's
have kids when you're old and frail.
There
Yeah.
you go.
apparently they think that women can have children up to their 65 or something. I don't know
Mhm.
what they're
Yeah.
teaching kids, but it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's that was the great thing about her character is that she wasn't whiny. She wasn't, like that's why we had like Angelina Jolie played some great characters too. Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
weren't whiny. They weren't,
Mhm.
they were
They were strong and
well
bad
written.
in their own way.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And now they don't know how to write women at all. They make them whiny and entitled,
Bitchy.
feminist, and they're
Mhm.
such bitches. They're
Yep.
just they just
Yeah.
really are. They're just
They've been doing the
they're
same thing with video
completely
games too.
awful.
Yeah, I
They're
know.
just awful. And they aren't, they aren't a hero unless they're, kicking a man down for some reason. It's like
Mhm.
why like I just like the way they're writing women, it's just absolutely terrible. Absolutely
Yeah, it
awful.
is.
And an
And then
insult
they're
to actual
making the
women.
men weak because the men characters are catering to it all, right? Like if you look at She-Hulk, I mean, give me a break. She's
Ugh.
stronger than Hulk.
Negative. That's a hard
Holy
negative.
jeez. And then
Hulk
she's
would-
feminism is twerking because she's a lawyer. I mean, it's awful. It's absolutely awful the way they're writing women. Like that
Very
was the
good
great
knowledge,
thing
Emily.
about Sarah Connor. She was fantastic. You know what I mean? Like she was a badass on her own. Like, but she worked with the men. Like it wasn't men against women. It was all together.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know,
Emily.
Emily.
She-Hulk was terrible. Oh my god, and
Yeah.
ugly.
Mhm.
Ugly. And then she's twerking. Like, what's that? Is that feminism? I guess
If
it
you,
is.
if you look at
but
the
it's-
showrunner, that chick that ran the show, it's definitely a self-insert character. She's trying to be cool.
oh, it definitely is. Like
That
same
chick is
thing with
nasty.
that. What they did the Scooby Doo, Velma.
Oh, Velma. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
in the
Alien.
world?
Yeah, she's got two moms, right? Yeah, I remember that one.
Of course.
Yeah, I
does.
can't believe
Shaggy was not smoking weed no more. There's something wrong with this story.
I know.
There you
What
go.
the
They
heck?
didn't even have Scooby. Like where the
No
fuck is
snack.
I know.
Daphne,
How do you give
he's
me
not even in the
Scooby?
show. What the hell?
Daphne was one with two moms, and she was also Asian with red
Right,
hair.
and they were all lesbians or something. It's like,
Mhm.
give me a
It's like
break.
the only
That's
character I
what
felt bad
mean.
for in that show was Fred, because they tore into that poor character. I actually felt bad for
Oh
him.
my god!
Yeah, they
And
turned
then-
him into an asshole, didn't they?
Was that supposed to be for children? Like, who was
No.
that made for?
No, that was.
Okay.
I think it was targeted at like feminist lesbians type of thing. I don't think it was really.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably tried to go for the people that used to watch the show back in the day who are grown up now. But
Well, I
That's a-
did. I used to love the characters. I'm 51. They played it in the 80s.
oh yeah,
you
that
know
was
what I
Saturday
mean? Like,
morning cartoons every weekend. I remember.
right? Yeah,
absolutely.
everybody watched Scooby
And the
Scooby-Doo.
movies.
Or after school. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
after school.
Watch it
Yeah, I
after
played
school,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what I mean. It's like they've just totally they've let all these women run these studios right into the ground, and all they do is they're just inserting themselves and their ego into it, and they're writing the men as weak because men never did anything good, and it's just really just absolutely terrible. That's why I'm trying to think of a modern movie that I've seen that is really good. It's just awful.
You got to pause for a moment and have to think about that one.
Yeah, you do.
Like, really, when was the last time you seen a good action movie that had well-written characters? I'll wait.
I would say
What did I go see
Godzilla
recently? Oh,
minus
Mission
one.
Impossible.
The first
was
John Wick?
probably
Okay, the new Mission Impossible. Yeah, well, Tom
yeah,
Cruise, he's
I'd
based.
say I'd say
yeah.
Godzilla minus one. And if
That was
Okay,
my favorite
Godzilla.
movie of that year.
that's
Go ahead.
Godzilla minus one.
So when did that come out?
They came out like a couple years ago.
Okay, and that wasn't
Excellent
woke at
movie.
all.
Excellent
No,
movie.
no, it's not. It's
Okay, yeah,
actually
but they're
it's
rare though, right?
yeah,
Now.
it's
Yeah, they are.
Japanese too. So that
Okay.
probably
Yeah,
Oh, it was
it's
like, oh, it was
subtitled.
a Japanese director or
yes,
something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why. Yeah.
yeah.
From
That's
what
why.
I've heard, though, the new John Wick movie called Ballerina sounds like it's good, and it's actually like a well done female character who's actually badass and actually has to work with what she has and be cunning.
Yeah, I heard
It is.
about that, but I heard that it didn't do very well because I guess a lot of people think that it's kind of the same girl boss thing. What do you guys think about that?
That
Yeah,
definitely
it's
had an
run just as
effect.
good.
For
It did.
sure.
Which is sad because it's now like it's going to affect the actual good female characters versus the bad ones, which is really sad.
Mhm.
Because now like we're
Yeah.
like they're not going to know when they could do like a good one, and they're going to have to be worried about that. But it's pretty much all their fault for doing all this bull
Yeah.
crap.
That one didn't have really strong marketing either. That definitely played a factor. If they would have marketed it correctly, it
Yeah.
definitely could have done better.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's part of the John Wick spinoff, I guess, right? It's part of
Yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a shame, man, because apparently the actress in it is apparently quite good. So
Anna de Armas is a good actress. I've seen her in a number of things.
okay, I hadn't heard of her before then, but I mean, she seems.
She did a Netflix movie with Keanu Reeves, as a matter of fact. I can't remember what the name of it was.
Was it
but,
John Wick? Was it in the John Wick?
No,
or
it
was
wasn't a
separate
John
one?
Wick movie. He was a police officer though, and he was investigating the murder of another police officer.
Oh.
And if I remembered the name, I would tell you because I enjoyed the movie. So it was one of the few recent Netflix movies I actually watched and enjoyed.
Yeah, they're rare though, right? Like, I mean,
Mhm,
it's just it's really rare to find a half decent movie now. Like, I just started watching Tulsa King tonight. I was like, wow, it's actually pretty good. Good.
That one's
written.
really
So,
entertaining. Yep.
I just started episode 1. So I mean, I'm trying to find things that isn't woke to watch, but it's so hard. It's really, really, it's just I don't know. Hollywood's burning. Did Sylvester Stallone write that Tulsa King? Do you guys know?
I don't know if he wrote it. He's probably the EP, if anything.
Okay. Yeah, it's mob movies always used to be hot. Everyone used to watch mob movies, but anyway, so it was it was refreshing, put it that way. I was pleasantly surprised. So I don't know.
We
That's
got way
my
off
2
track.
cents. Yeah, we went way
Sorry,
off.
Sarge.
Sorry, guys.
You're good.
But we're having a good time.
Well, that's the main thing, right?
There you
We're
go.
having a good time.
Why does John look like a lesbian?
He does look like a lesbian. He looks like a 90s lesbian. He totally does. He looks like a
Oh, I didn't
lesbian
see
in the
that until
90s.
you guys said it, but now I do.
Yeah, he totally does, right? He looks like a lesbian.
This is the love child of Marcy from Married with Children with her girlfriend.
Oh, yes, you nailed it. Oh, she's miserable
There
too.
he is. That's modern Edward Furlong right there.
Hey, Marcy, might
I
be
think
miserable,
that
she
picture is
was
also
funny.
kind of old. He's gained weight since then, I think.
It's about 10 years
Oh,
old.
wow, he looks
Yeah.
bad. How
Mhm.
old is he?
He's 47.
Wow, he looks bad.
That picture is probably in his 30s, probably.
Yeah,
Is
he's
he
probably
still acting?
nah.
Yeah, I don't
No.
know if he is or not.
He was in one sci-fi movie that I know of where they were trapped in a mine, but that's all I remember.
Yeah, wow, eh? Oof, he looks rough, meth rough. Because he was a cute, he was a cute kid.
He was a cute kid.
Yeah.
Just goes to show what addictions will do to you.
Okay,
Poor
wait.
guy.
Actually, I take that back. He does have acting credits all the way up until 2024.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like independent movies he's in? Or?
So let's see. I don't even know any of these fucking things. Let's see. The Forest Hills, A Winter Rose, Aftermath, Awakened in 2013. I think that's something. No, I don't know. Nothing of like
Horror
note.
movies, maybe?
Maybe. Yeah, these don't look like, big names. The Green Hornet 2011.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. The Green Hornet.
Okay. He's credited with Dark Fate, but it was his likeness. I don't think he was actually in it.
Yeah, he wasn't in the movie for
Ah.
very long. It was just a short snippet, long enough for Arnie to kill him.
Yeah, Dark Fate is basically the same exact story, but instead of John Connor, it's this little Mexican girl. She's the John Connor now for no reason.
I think she's like
cute.
5 feet,
Mexican.
5 feet tall.
Yeah, yeah.
She doesn't look like him.
Terminator's like the tamales, I guess.
I,
I love tamales too, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
Here's the sad thing is that they could have wrote her to actually be a good character. Like they didn't have to have her where she had to get physical. She could have been just someone who was like really brilliant. That they could have used her mind to help fight
Right.
the Terminators. That would have been way more better. Still
Yes.
training her,
but
of
they
course, to
didn't
defend
do that,
herself.
did they? They didn't do
No.
that, did they? No, of course not. No.
From
She's
all
a
the stuff
woman.
I've heard, no.
A modern tactician can work wonders, but they don't know how to do that.
Ugh.
And the trans allegory is heavy in this one too, with that
Oh,
blonde
she's
chick.
trans?
I mean, it's more of
She's
an
a
allegory.
cyborg.
It's not like explicit, but it's more allegory.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Goodbye.
It's funny how they've kind of started slipping that stuff in, around 2015
Mm-hmm.
ish. They kind of, that's,
So
like
when
you say, like
China
it was
started moving
hinted.
into the movie industry.
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
buy elderly Sarah Connor and that female Terminator being the ones who could actually go physical. This little girl, no. She looks too squeaky clean.
I mean, even Sarah's a bit of a stretch at her age, but more
Yeah.
so than the young girl for sure.
Because at least Sarah would like do training and probably would
Oh,
have
she
to
looks
adapt.
okay. She looks okay there. I mean, like, how old is she in that movie?
Oof, let's see.
60s, maybe.
This
Oh,
was
she looks
in
good for
2019.
She doesn't look bad.
Find out right now. So she's 68 as of now, and this was.
So she would have been, what, 61, 62?
This was 6 years ago, so she would have been 62. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks
Yeah,
great
she
for
looks
age.
good.
Yeah,
I'll tell you,
definitely.
yeah.
I don't
She
think I
worked
could be
hard.
running around
Arnold,
like that.
age
when I
white
did.
wine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
still
but-
got the gun.
The writing on this one was just so cringe. The dialogue and just
Oh, really?
yeah, and Sarah Connor's angry at the Terminator, but then she's not, but then she is, but then she's not. Can't make up her mind.
Mhm.
And yeah, this young girl just like she's a perfect girl boss in every way.
Of course she is.
She already
Sarah
knows how
Connor
to
deserved
fire
better.
a gun at her age and all this stuff.
So she's supposed to be like the replacement.
She's the savior of humankind, and they got to protect her from the bad Terminator.
Got it.
She's Ray Skywalker in the Terminator universe.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
God.
Yeah, the bad Terminator had kind of an interesting design. He's basically a combination of the liquid metal, but also has the endoskeleton. And he can actually
really?
separate the two and become like two Terminators, which was kind of interesting on the design. But it kind of started feeling like the Jurassic Park syndrome, where each sequel, they just one up the Terminator in the next one, no matter how ridiculous it gets, right? This kind of felt a little like that.
That's a
Right.
good comparison right there. Jurassic Park. They Jurassic Park.
They made one like a dinosaur that turns invisible or some shit, right? In like the later ones.
That was the Indominus that camouflaged.
Yeah, and it's like, this giant monster that you can't see or something. It was crazy. Yeah. But yeah, this
Who is the director on this one?
Oh, I can see his face, but I can't remember his name.
So it's not James Cameron wasn't doing it.
No,
No.
he did work on some of the other Terminators.
I think
he was.
I think he executive produced this one, like at least some, but I don't think he
Mhm.
definitely didn't direct. Let's see.
Oh, Emily says Tim Miller.
Tim Miller, yeah, Tim Miller.
Yeah.
I don't know him. Okay.
Did he do Deadpool?
Tim
Oh,
Miller.
he did that.
That name sounds
thought-
familiar.
He did the
Maybe.
first Deadpool. He did
Yeah,
the
that's
Sonic the
right.
Hedgehogs, and he did. No, he did not. Oh no, I'm sorry. For as far as director, it was just Deadpool in this one. I apologize.
Okay.
He was an EP on Sonic.
Yeah, I knew that name sounded
Interesting.
familiar.
You know what's weird? One of the weirdest complaints I heard about this movie is that they didn't like the fact that they got an actor who was so plain looking to play the new Terminator. It's like that works perfectly for him because he would want to blend in with ordinary people.
Exactly.
It's like that's like a brilliant idea to have a Terminator who just played by a plain, average looking dude or a woman, like trying to blend in to get to your target. It made sense.
Exactly.
And there were people who
Yes.
got mad about that. Like, excuse me? You get mad about that, but not everything else.
I could
I
think of
know.
101 other things to complain about besides that in this film, for sure.
It's always
Let's-
the way, right?
Start with the writing. Yeah, the writing is,
Mhm.
dude. Arnold becomes, like I said, he goes from being a Terminator to becoming a loving father and stepdad. But he's got that
Does he even
hero's
have the
journey.
equipment though?
Well, that's the
'Cause I don't
thing.
care how
They did ask him about that right in the movie, and he said that their relationship is not physical. So he's with this chick for like decades, right? Oh, at least 20 years, and they never once hooked up. Like that doesn't. And she would have.
Yeah, but doesn't he have the
caught on,
body
I would
of
think.
the
She would have
alien?
caught
Doesn't
on
have
at
the
some
body
point that
parts.
this guy isn't normal.
Like, but yeah, but like, doesn't he have the body? Like, he's wearing the skin, right?
Wait, he would have a part though, because remember how people reacted to him in the first Terminator when he walked into that bar
Yeah.
naked?
Yeah,
So he
was
would have the
naked.
part.
right?
Theoretically, they were functional.
So if his
Oh.
hair becomes gray, does that mean it shrinks with old age as well? Like, does he have
Oh
shrink?
my
Yeah.
God. I would
Good
think so.
Stanza?
question.
We're gonna have to,
I was
gotta-
in the pool.
I'm not
I
going
was
there.
in the
I'm not
pool.
going there with that one.
we got to put this to the test. I think that Sarah Connor's got to do the verification on that.
That
I
was
don't
one of
know.
the things
I don't
on
know.
the Sarah
Squeeze
Connor
test.
Chronicles. They wanted John to hook up with this robot girlfriend. There was
Oh,
big
God.
arguments about that. It was funny.
Oh my god. People argue about the stupidest thing online
Yeah.
hmm
Oh,
to the death. To the death. Oh my god, that's so crazy. So he's a stepdad, didn't have sex with the girlfriend or wife, whatever, for 20 years. So she
She-
didn't think he was gay, or
She didn't catch on to shit.
I mean-
She
I
was
mean,
just
I-
acting like everything was
is she a
normal.
robot or what? Like what?
They never explain it. It's so stupid though. Like she would know after the first year, like something's wrong with this guy. He's not normal. He
You
weighs like
think?
800 pounds. Yeah, right. He definitely would have like crushed something on accident and during that
300
time.
pounds of
Dude,
metal.
that-
Gabriel Luna here plays. He took
That's
over.
funny.
God, the name flew out of my mind. The MCU character, the demon that comes out of the ground and has the chain. What's his name?
Oh,
Ghost Rider?
yeah,
Ghost Rider. That's
Oh,
the one. He played the new Ghost Rider for the MCU, and I thought he was going to take over that role, but they didn't make any more Ghost Rider movies. And he also played in the Last of Us television series. He plays Joel's brother.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where I'm recognizing him from.
Yeah, definitely Terminator.
Terminator girl power.
Girl
That's-
I was gonna say
Good
Terminator
one.
Girl Boss.
Yeah, girl boss.
That shot with the
edition.
three of them
Yeah.
walking down the street.
Yeah.
It feels like a James Gunn
Crazy.
movie.
Yeah. God,
Wow.
that's insane. It's funny because it seems like a lot of the special effects got better, but the storyline kept getting worse.
Mr.
Yes.
Snape has it exactly right. He was excellent as Ghost Rider on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was surprised they didn't bring Daisy into the MCU. I thought she'd have made a good character. What was her name? Quake?
Snape says that we're missing something from the
I'm not sure what
franchise.
he's talking about. I'm trying to think of what he's talking about. I don't know.
Not out of
Like
the
comic
6
book?
films. There might be something else besides the 6 films.
Maybe a comic book or a game, maybe.
Yeah.
From the franchise, that's a pretty wide category.
Uh-huh.
Can anyone
We're playing a
guess?
guessing game. Some kind of video game somewhere.
He's
There's
gonna
gotta be
outsmart us.
It's either that or
Terminator Zero? No.
Terminator the Lunchbox.
There you go.
Terminator the action figure.
Lunchbox.
They probably had them. I bet you.
Terminator
they
the
did.
blowtorch or
They
whatever.
had
flamethrower.
figures. I remember them. They made little action figures
I think
Yeah.
they
of
had Lunchbox
Arnold.
for the first
The
one.
mini sequel from the Universal ride. Oh, I wouldn't know about that.
Oh,
Universal.
Universal Studios?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's right. They did have a Terminator ride there. I do remember. It's been a hot minute since I've
Oh
been
my
there.
I
goodness.
saw
That was
that,
after
yeah.
part
I
2,
love
wasn't
that
it?
ride too. I love that ride. That was a great ride. Yeah.
Yeah, they had like a show, right? It was like a show.
Yes, they had a show.
Yeah.
Before you got on the
Didn't
ride.
one of the actors get injured on that thing? I thought there was a viral thing that the guy got crushed by a. Oh no, it was Indiana Jones. Never mind. He got crushed by the boulder.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
I mean,
really?
he didn't die or anything. He survived. He just got hurt, but it was like the boulder like smashed him and he fell.
Yeah.
They
But
used
anyways.
a real boulder.
I don't think it was a full like they
Jeez.
didn't go out to like Mount Everest and pick one up or anything. But
Uh-huh.
I'm sure it was heavy enough to hurt him though. But yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey kids,
So they
come on
made a
down.
mini
We're gonna
movie to go
put
on
you
the
on this-
ride.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're gonna put you on this ride with this huge boulder.
Ah, okay.
Great
That's a
idea,
people
guys.
disaster.
So what would everybody? How would you guys like rank the 6 movies, like best to worst?
I'm going 2, 1, and then Salvation, and then Genesis, and then Rise of the Machines, and then Dark Fate.
That sounds about right for me too. I would say it's a toss up between 1 and 2 up front, but I would probably go with 2 for me.
Yeah, I would
because
say
because
2 would be the first for me.
that was the one that I first saw in the theater, and that was the first
2
time I ever theater hopped. It was when I saw that with my buddy. As soon as the credits started rolling, we just looked at each other, didn't say a word. It knew the assignment, and immediately went to the next theater to watch it again. It was that good.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's
definitely.
nice.
2 was definitely the action movie, and 1 was definitely the horror movie.
Yes.
Just like Alien and Aliens.
Mhm.
Those were great.
Yeah, those are great movies.
Yeah.
I saw
Again,
Alien
another
at Fort
good
Knox,
female
Kentucky.
character.
Mhm.
She was Ripley was a great character.
Yeah.
She's a badass.
Yeah.
She had
Those are female
she had a
characters.
different kind of strength. She didn't have muscles or whatever like guys, but she had like the mental
Mhm.
strength.
And her motherly instinct to protect Newt in the sequel.
Mhm.
She had a
Let's
big
also not
gun
forget
though,
about-
didn't she? She had a big
She did.
a gun or a laser gun.
She
or
had a pulse rifle with, and
And
she
the
strapped a
flamethrower.
flamethrower. She strapped 2 of them together.
Yeah, see?
Yeah,
That's
the
using
full
her
arsenal.
noggin.
Yeah.
Let's also not forget about Vasquez, who's also awesome character.
Oh yeah, she was
Yes.
great too. Yeah, yeah.
She
Yeah.
never got mistaken for a man, but apparently
No.
Hudson did.
Yeah.
You want to hear something interesting though? She plays the mom to John Connor in Terminator 2. She's the one
Yes.
who. That's her.
Yep.
I never
Oh,
knew that for
funny.
years. I
Yes,
found that work because
the
it looks so
foster mom.
different in 2 different movies. She looks very different.
Yeah.
Because in Alien, she has more of a tan and that like shorter hairdo, while in Terminator, she has like the light brown hair and has like a paler skin tone.
Yeah.
That's funny, Negger Snape, because I think in '84 when the original released, that was the same year that the first Nightmare on Elm Street, same year.
Oh,
T1
I
and
yeah,
were
I
both in
bet you're
'84,
right.
and he said he saw a
84
double
was a
feature.
great year for
Yes.
movies.
Yes.
Yeah, oh
84.
yeah, dude. You remember when back there would be like multiple great
Ghostbusters.
movies in one
Ghostbusters,
year.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yep.
Yeah, the only problem is like, how am I going to get to see all these movies while they're still in the theater? That was our problem.
Yeah.
Because there were so many great ones. It was like I remember, like summer was the best time to go to the movie, and Christmas was a good time too. But like, yeah, like we had that was the problem. Is like, wow, how am I going to see that? And like that's what we do. You go to the next one, the next showing, hoping you could catch that one too. Yeah,
Was it
totally.
Gremlins
We
84?
totally did that.
Definitely.
Was
Yeah,
Gremlins
84, great movies. Like Ghostbusters, I think was 84.
I'm trying to,
Gremlins, maybe.
was Gremlins 84? Yeah, so that was.
Gremlins was
Yeah,
also
yeah,
'84.
Okay.
yeah.
that
It was
was
a
a good
great
show.
year for movies. Great year.
Yeah.
I think Police Academy, maybe.
Police
Mhm.
Academy, Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills
Was
Dude,
Cop,
there were
another
at
great
least like
movie.
5 to 10 good movies in one year during those times.
Oh yeah, like that's what I mean. It's like I just remember like it was, and they're all original. You know what I mean? It
Yep.
wasn't remakes. It wasn't part twos. It wasn't ripping off anything. It was original. And I mean, I can't even think of too many original concepts anymore. Everything's a sequel or a remake or a,
Yeah.
you
Temple
know.
of Doom was also 84 too. Indiana
What?
Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Right? Yeah, that was.
That's right.
Yeah, another great movie.
Yeah, you can pretty much pick any year, like in the '80s, and I would say even up until the '90s, where you'd have at least 5 to 10 like really good movies each year.
Oh,
Like,
hands down,
Mhm.
hands down.
and
What
they
year did War Games come out? Was that 83 or 84?
Games, was that 85 maybe?
Oh, maybe it was 85, but yeah.
Let me see. Let me look
actually it
back.
was '83.
It was 83.
83. Okay,
83.
83. Yeah. Ferris Bueller, whatever year that
Ferris
came out. That
Bueller,
might have been 85. But
Ferris Bueller
yeah,
was 85. 85 or
yeah,
86. I'm not sure.
yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. There were so many great That's what I mean is like I just remember there being so many great movies and TV shows, and it was like, how was I going to watch them all, and how am I going to record them on my VCR?
Yeah, your VCR. Yeah, good old VCR.
Yeah, that's right. Jaws. Let me see. Jaws was
Dude, check this out, dude.
70s.
1988. Just that in 1988 alone, we had
Yeah.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Coming to America,
Oh,
Die
that's right.
Hard, Beetlejuice, Willow, Scrooged, Twins, Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Wow.
Let's see, Child's Play, the first one.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Rain Man.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all sorts in just one year. It was crazy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
fantastic movies. That's what I mean. I'm like, I look at the movies now and I'm like, God, I wouldn't give you my money. I just wouldn't
Yeah,
give it to
there
you.
you go.
Did Big come out
And they
that year?
want you to pay like $30, you know what I mean?
Oh,
And then
forget
forget
about
about, the concession, and then you have to watch ads, commercials for like a half an
Like
hour.
20 minutes of ads, yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you get warnings. The last time I went to the movie was Bohemian Rhapsody, and I seen the warning for tobacco use, and I burst out laughing. And I was like,
dude,
"Are you? It's
so lame.
really a movie about
Mhm.
Freddie Mercury, and the warning is about tobacco and not AIDS. Got it? Okay.
Serious.
Oh God.
When they came
Seriously.
out and told us
AIDS or
these,
the, orgies or anything that was in the movie. No. It was the smoking that was offensive. I
when they
was
came,
like, okay, I'm done.
when they came out and told everybody that these movies weren't men, they shot themselves in the foot because men bought 2/3 of the movie tickets every year for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And so they said bye-bye to 2/3 of their income. And when I saw that, I kind of laughed. I was like, okay, you guys are in for a rough ride.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
pandering
that's a
to a
good
market
point.
that doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't want their product.
No.
Most women do not want to go buy movie tickets.
No, I don't. Nope. Why bother?
They would rather usually buy books. My sisters and my mom are big readers. And
Mhm.
they'll go to a movie once in a while, but they'll spend their money on books before movies.
Yeah, especially now, it's not like you have to wait for a year for it to come out, like on streaming or anything. It's out in a month.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
If not less.
Serious. Yeah, why would I want to go
So-
pay $100 to a movie that sucks? I could just stream it when it comes out if I want.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Like it's not the special effects aren't as good, the story isn't as good. There's no wow factor for me. Like, there's nothing that makes me want to, okay, I have to go see this movie. Whereas back then it was like, oh, I want to see this in the big screen. We want to see Freddy. We want to see Child's Play. We want to see Spaceballs. Emily mentioned Spaceballs.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Parody Star Wars. The first three that count. They were brilliant in the theater. Brilliant. You know what I mean? And you'd go see it every weekend. You'd go back and see it again if you could,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's another thing they're missing is that we would go back and see it in the theater again and again and again.
Yeah.
Titanic, my God, Titanic, I remember that being in the theater for at least 4 months. And it was like number one. People went over and over and over to see that movie.
Yeah.
But I don't think they have that factor anymore.
No, everything's on streaming now, right? So that's
Yeah.
not an option anymore, really.
Yeah.
Unless the movie is just that good, right? If you once in a while you get like, that lightning in a bottle that everyone wants to go see again in the big screen, but that's rare nowadays, definitely.
Yeah.
So what would you say, like is there going to be a summer blockbuster this year? Like what movie do you think is going to really hit it?
I mean,
I'm
right now
hoping
it's either between Superman or Jurassic are the two.
Oh,
Contenders.
probably Jurassic will do
That'd be
it. But
my
again,
guess, yeah.
to both, I mean, when was the first Jurassic Park movie? That had to be in like 90.
Early
93.
90s.
Yeah, I was going to say that
93
had
the year I was
to be.
born.
That's still the best one, in my opinion.
Yes, it is.
So, and what are we here? Like what? 25 years later? More than 35 years later, and
32 years.
they're still grinding that out. In Superman, there hasn't been a good one since
Can't believe
Reeves.
it's been that long.
So, yeah, but like look at the movies that are out. They're all remakes. They're all the same characters. There's nothing original happening. Nothing.
Yep.
So I think that they went and they told men we don't need, like what's her face said, I don't need your fans, the Snow White girl, whatever.
Zegler.
Rachel.
Yeah, she is. Oh my God, she's a
Never go
terrible
full
woman.
Zegler ever.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
That's how you
I don't
lose.
know. Do you
all
think
your
her
business.
career is over? Like, do you think like she's done?
I think she'll hide in Broadway for about 10 to 15 years, then maybe.
It's gonna be
you
a
think?
long time. She might as well just open an OnlyFans at this point. She'll probably make some money with that.
No.
That'll be her best bet.
Probably.
Please don't.
Like that's what they're basically telling people to, I don't need you. Don't, you know what I mean? Like, don't buy the tickets if you don't like it. They did that with, what was it? Like Wakanda. Was there one of the Wakanda Forever or something? And they said, oh no, give all the money to give your tickets to a black family. White
Yeah, that
people aren't
was
allowed to see it. It was something like that.
ridiculous. Yeah.
It was so great, and I think it flopped. I don't think that one did well, or was it?
It did do
one,
well.
or maybe
It just didn't make It just didn't make as much money as the first one did, but it still did well though.
right. Well, maybe I'm
was that?
thinking.
So it
there
raked
was
in
one.
about 860 mil.
Right. So what did
And
the other one do?
the
What was
budget
the
was
budget?
reported at 250. So break even is probably in the. They barely made a profit. It wasn't that big of a deal. They made less than 100 mil profit, I would say.
Right. And that guy's dead now.
Chadwick, yeah, he died before this movie. So they and that's another thing too. I know a lot of the other YouTubers in the sphere mentioned at the time, they used his death to like market the
They could've
movie
did
to
that
like
for this movie,
to sell tickets and shit. It was
And they
pretty
should have, and they should, and they
disgraceful.
should have,
That's sick.
they
Yeah.
should have replaced him. They should have replaced him with another actor.
Yeah. Yeah, they should have.
Yeah, disgracefully sick. Sorry,
Yeah,
I had to wait.
it is. Right?
Well, guys, that will be it for tonight. It's almost 1 o'clock where I am.
Same here.
Yeah, I'm on the same time zone as you. So you're in New York, and I'm just right over the border of New York. So
Yeah,
Thank
we're
you for
on
having.
Yeah,
Eastern
good fun.
Standard Time. Yep.
Thank you for
yeah,
having me, Sergeant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
thanks
too.
for having me. Appreciate it. It's nice
yeah.
to see everybody.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, everyone. Tonight we were able to get up to at least 8 people on panel, and about at a maximum total of 9, but not all together. 8 altogether at once, and one who was Frostring who left early, and that makes 9. Thanks again, folks.
Yeah, great
Yeah,
chatting
thank
with
you.
everybody. Nice to see everybody again.
Thanks again, Sarge. It was fun.
Yep. Take care.
Okay, have a good night, everybody.
Good
Bye.
night,
guys.
everyone.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye, folks. Time to head home. Time to call it a night.